Good morning. This is JahLogic, and you're watching the Morning Rant. And with me, I have my two co-hosts, SchoolBoy and Steph. What's good, players?
What's happening?
All is well. Steph, what's up with you?
Good to be here.
All right. So you got the ball behind you. Look like you had a eventful weekend.
Man, it always looked like that, man. It's actually kind of empty.
Okay, well, listen, man. Happy born day, happy belated born day. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wanted to be cheesy about it and wish it to you on the show. You know what I'm saying? I think you had a nice event. You, J Doug, and the homies. I did some nice party planning and had a nice, what was it, like a little sophisticated dinner party the other day? What's up?
Yeah, man. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate you taking notice. It was sophisticated. I appreciate that.
Yeah. We grown now. You grown, man. You in your 30s now, player. You in your 30s now.
Oh, yeah, ain't turning back.
Oh man, you're an old head now.
31.
Oh snap!
Ain't no turning back. Yeah. Nah, that's a blessing though, man. That's definitely a blessing, and I wish you much more life, brother. Much more life. SchoolBoy, how was your weekend?
My weekend was eventful. Shout out to the homie who helped me move into my place.
No doubt.
Yeah, a real all-star.
No doubt. Had an eventful weekend too, and end of the week in general. So if you were in the loop last week, you would know that we did not go live Thursday or Friday as we planned to, because things got a little bit more crazier for SchoolBoy and myself than we probably expected. I know SchoolBoy knew he was going to be out of the loop for those 2 days, but for me, I thought I would be ready, and I had some things going on myself. So yeah, but we're back now. We appreciate everybody who's back in the loop with us, and yeah, this is the Morning Rant. So let me get these stories pulled up. As you know, what you can expect out of the Morning Rant is current news and current-ish news, and we can help you come to a conclusion based on our diverse panel of opinions and information. So I see we already got Kelso in the room. Kelso, salute to you, good brother.
Salute.
Hey, Radical Kelso.
Radical What's up, bro? Yes, sir. And yeah, we got some special guests pulling up on us later on in the show. And right now, we're just going to get these stories pulled up. Bear with me. And let's see what we have here. Let's get into it. So I see, Steph, you sent some stories in. SchoolBoy sent some stories in. Some great stories. Hopefully, we can get to them more today. We have a lot of stories since we missed a couple of days of yeah, so we kind of jam-packed with stories. V sent some stories as well. However, she's not with us currently right now. So we hope she's doing well. But this first story is fucking kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to come out the gate with this type of shit, but it looks like this is what we're gonna do. So everybody, matter of fact, let's go to the bullshit first. Let's go to the bullshit. Let's go to your man 6ix9ine. So apparently 6ix9ine is back, which we already knew, but apparently he has a whole nother track, and the video was shot in Brooklyn. As we know, 6ix9ine was hiding previously, and he wasn't trying to go to Brooklyn or be spotted or let people know where he is. You know what I mean? But apparently, right now, he's out of hiding and he's off for house arrest. And I'm gonna play a little bit of the video. I'm not gonna play the song. I'm just gonna play it, but I'm gonna read the article first. This article comes to us from actually Complex Magazine. Oh, we got some comments actually. So salute to Kelso. Said peace to all. Mills Lane says Mills Lane is ready for the rant. Salute Mills Lane. Kelso, good day, brother. Mills, yep, exactly. And he was Kelso says he was in Chinatown in the warehouse district. Don't count. Nah, he was actually in Bushwick as well. And Mike says that boy want to die and get all his security killed. That's a good point. But at the same time, I'm thinking if I was 6ix9ine security right now, I would kind of just be there to do the traditional security work, which is to secure and deter. You're not really there to fucking do anything. If you ever done any security work before, you know that your job is really to just report what happens and just to deter it by having that outfit on. So I think that's what I would do. I wouldn't take 6ix9ine that serious as a client. You know what I mean? But I think he got more than security. He got some so I guess he got some goons with him. I'm gonna read some of this actual article before I play this video in the cut. 6ix9ine returns to where it all begins in the video for his latest single. For this video, 6ix9ine makes his way through his old Brooklyn stomping grounds where he raps the song lyrics with a host of people behind him. He also flaunts an obscene amount of cash and rides on top of various luxury whips as he makes his way through the borough. And then, of course, you got DJ Academics dick riding, posting him all over Instagram or Twitter, whatever this is. 6ix9ine's is, I quote 6ix9ine saying 6ix9ine posted up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn right now, cooling with the hood on his first day out of arrest. He's also shooting a music video to his new song. So he has his friend with a big mouth trying to get him killed. Then he has then he says 6ix9ine got all the cars out in New York today. I mean, I guess, you know, that's Academic's job to keep up with shit, and you know what I mean, he has a relationship with him, but you know, he just looks like a dick rider to me, you know what I'm saying? So but anyway, we're gonna play some of this video as we talk about it. It's nothing much to talk about, but I'm not gonna play the song. But I'm gonna play the visual. So this is 6ix9ine, and him and his homies doing donuts. That's the Brooklyn Bridge, I think. Pretty sure it's the Brooklyn Bridge. I think there's a shot of him on the Williamsburg Bridge as well. The video is really short. Yeah, and this Kelso that's Bushwick, Brooklyn. So that's where he's from. He's from the back of Brooklyn over there in Bushwick. So that's definitely not Chinatown. That's Bushwick, Brooklyn. Yeah, this nigga's just looking crazy. And I want to say all these niggas in the video are clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? I want to say they clout chasing, and I want to say that they'll do anything to stand next to somebody who seems to give them some type of validity, but they don't look like anybody that will protect them when the shit comes down to it. But SchoolBoy, what's your thoughts on the situation? I know you called Star the other day, and I think 6ix9ine was part of the topic, and Academics was part of the topic. What's your thoughts on the situation?
Yeah, you know what? The first thing that I noticed, and I know I'm going to be accused of being, you know, super black for this, but it is what it is. Yo, his crew got progressively a lot lighter after he got out of jail. I mean, before he went in there, his crew was blackity black. Now they're way more Latino. Maybe it's just that, and I don't know. I don't know what the terms of his. I don't know. Wait, did a piece of paper hit this man in the face while he was riding on the front of that shit?
But freed his tattoo mid video. Also, I think that was the Williamsburg Bridge, actually, part of so.
Good.
Go ahead.
Nah, but I mean,
good morning, Slim. Good morning, Slim. Also, Pressure says, "What's up to you?" He says, "Oh shit, SchoolBoy is still alive. Salute, bro."
What's up? What's up? Yeah, man. Like I said, it got real light skin, but I don't know, man. Maybe that's how his community gets down. Maybe they really mess with the snitches and stuff like that. But black folks who know better ain't about to be too close to this man because we all know that he keeps this foolishness up. He's either one gonna end up back in jail or two getting a lot of other people shot around him. So I'm actually hoping that one of those two things happens to him. To be honest with you.
Oh, you wishing harm on him, man. Okay.
Absolutely, yes, I am. That's
right.
me.
Steph, what's your thoughts on this? And there's some black folk in there. They there with the tight pants and the Olas on in the background and the petty wop looking nigga right there.
Yeah,
petty wop.
Those are all life matter folks, man. Those folks don't count.
All right, Steph, what's your thoughts, bro?
You gonna say petty wop and then act like it was a slip of the tongue? Nah, nigga, you meant what you said. Nigga.
Oh no, I actually know artist named Petty Wop. That's why it threw me off. My fault. I can't claim that bar. That's but go ahead. Look at this nigga in the wait, Steph. I don't mean to cut you off. Look at this nigga in the fake bulletproof vest.
Why do niggas do that?
Oh, faux G.I. Joe face ass nigga.
Yo, what's wrong with these niggas? Yo, go ahead. My fault, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, Steph.
Get your bars off, man. The most telling thing about this entire time we've been talking about this is that he's already off house arrest.
Right.
Damn.
Right.
Niggas be on house arrest for years. He already off house arrest? Listen, that is some high quality snitching to be off house arrest. You already? Come on, man. T.I. didn't even snitch that good. You know what I'm saying? Right. You can't name a snitch that got off that easy.
Right.
What he talking about? Conspiracy, murder, all this?
That nigga supposed to at least be on fucking parole or some shit right now. This nigga's definitely
give him time for weed, dog. That's bananas.
That's a good point though. That's a good point. So I'm gonna read some of these I'm gonna read some more of these comments, you know what I mean? Mike says Bushwick is canceled. You can't say that, Mike. Come on, man. You're a Brooklyn dude. Come on, you can't say that. Precious says 100% they whack him too if some clout and money was on the table. Clout chase. Yo, that's a good point, my dude. That's a real good point. Like, them same niggas standing behind him with the tight pants and the fake bulletproof vest. Somebody put the right amount of money on the table. They definitely do that shit too. Yeah, you're right. Kelso says he needed a city pass to shut down traffic and shoot a vid. You know the police was nearby. This informant ain't fooling me. He not proving nothing. That's another good point. You already know. He definitely had permits to do all this shit. And he definitely had the boy somewhere out of the shot. Kelso also says Latinas give a pass to snitches as long as you tell on blacks. Facts. Okay. The homies seem to be agreeing with you. Precious says all race, colors, and creeds rat. That's a fact. That's a fact. So Kelso says those ain't black dudes, they Dominicans. Yo, Dominicans are black because black ain't even a race. It's not even a thing, man. And if you're in this country and you ain't white, you're black. That's Precious says BLM and All Lives Matter are the same. They both stand for nothing.
This old high yellow pancake face ass nigga talking hella shit this morning. Okay, Pressure, I see you, buddy. I see you.
I agree with them. What do they stand on? Like, they just stand on like rhetoric at the end of the day.
Hey man, I'm rooting for everybody black. Black Lives Matter is a thing. And here's the thing. I stand for Black Lives Matter, the movement, as opposed to Black Lives Matter, the organization.
So you mean the phrase, not the organization. But I think he's talking about the organization.
Yeah. The organization is trash, man. The organization is a LGBT movement. That's not really.
Yeah, Steph. Yeah.
There is no real organization.
No, they exist. They exist. I think they're set of the. Nah, I'm not even gonna go there. I was going.
Somebody got ahead of a of a hashtag and just kind of took it and made it their thing first. But man, they not representation of us for real. And that's what I be talking about as far as infiltration. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, it's an LGBT movement. He's absolutely right. Schoolboy's absolutely right. We allow people to black people. We allow people to from the outside to infiltrate our shit, and we allow it to happen so easy. Like if
Right.
you look at 6ix9ine, 6ix9ine infiltrated the black community.
I mean, he
And
lived
that
in.
and that oh he did. He wasn't living it for real.
Hell,
Everything about him was
he wasn't living street, but he was living in the community. He was from Bushwick. He's from this area right here. He was a dirty dude like the rest. You know what I mean? He was out there. He just wasn't a thug. But
exactly.
go ahead.
But exactly. You can grow up in a black community. There's plenty of white people that grow up in black communities, but they don't pretend to be of the culture.
I don't claim thug culture to be just our culture. I think that shit is a myth as well. That, you know what I mean, we don't get the best end of. But at the same time, I feel where you coming from. If he didn't infiltrate the community, he infiltrated the gang itself. I will say that he infiltrated the gang, but that wasn't hard. You know what I mean? Like they wanted a bag, they let him in. You know what I'm saying? And then the shit backfired. But Mike says they could have been Dominican. Mom is laughing. P. Williams says, peace to you. Slim says, peep all that security in the background. That's not security. That's tight pants and fake bulletproof vests and pink. This one nigga got a pink belt with, I'm sure, has rhinestones on it around his neck.
Wow.
I don't think that's security, bro. I'm willing to bet you that almost every last one of these niggas is an inspiring SoundCloud artist. I'm willing to bet you. I'm willing to bet you that. Mills Lane says Brooklyn Nets didn't let him hang around the Barclays though.
Damn.
I don't think they would have stopped him, but I don't know. It's a little crowded over there by the Barclays, so maybe he just, that wasn't going to work. President said yes. T.I. did. They made him sign Azealia Banks and do the Crime Stoppers commercial to atone for his crime. They made him dim his light. Well, we're not arguing with you there, but at the same time, did he get off a house arrest this soon? Like this nigga 6ix9ine been off a house arrest. This only been like a few months. I feel like since that just came home.
Remember, Meek was on house arrest for like 10 years.
Yeah.
No,
Kelso,
not house arrest. He was on probation. He was on probation for 10 years.
Kelso says he signed to the son of the executive of Interscope Records. Son and worked for the NY. His son worked for the NY court system. He's a spooky government plant. You ain't hear from me. Yo, I think that shit is obvious though, Kelso. I don't know why any of these niggas is around him, but like Pressure said earlier, for the right amount of money, they'll turn on a nigga too. Kelso said Pressure looked like a scuffed DJ Mustard. Yo, leave my nigga Pressure alone, man. Yo, salute the Pressure, man. He's a real OG union rep. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Pressure knows, but I remember him. Salute to you. I don't want to say your other name because it is a remnants of your of probably your government name. So I'm not going to say that because it seems like you're going by Pressure. But I do remember you, homie, and I see all the good work you're doing with Lady Shay. Keep that shit up. I enjoy your commentary. Pressure says go to the BLM website, then holler at me later for real. And yeah, we acknowledge that the BLM whole thing is basically the organization. You know what I mean? Not the phrase, but the organization is definitely infiltrated and if not created by some people that are not for us as a whole, especially black straight men. Kelso says no one has a trademark for BLM. That's facts. I'm not sure about that. Muhammad Extra says it was never infiltrated. Go to their website. So we understand what you're saying. They were created by whoever it is that we're saying is, but they're infiltrating the movement of black progression is what we're probably saying. Pressure says all the time the TV dictates who our leaders are, not us, but we accept it. And that's a fact. And we spoke about that on the previous show. We spoke about the fact that even some of our militants are people who, if not are infiltrated, plants themselves. Virginia Slim says there was no infiltration. The community held the door open and let his bitch ass just stroll straight in. That's a fact. They wanted that bag, just like these niggas in this video right here. One of these niggas look like fucking Shoddy Part 2. You know what I'm saying? If you look closely in the background. Kelsey says the pink belt on the neck is spooky. My point exactly. Who the fuck is this nigga protecting? Precious says thug culture belongs to blacks is a racist pink man statement. See, that's what he was saying.
Let me jump in. I said not of the culture. That means if you're doing dirt, you're not gonna tell on people, right? That's just street culture, right? You're not from the community, so you have no problem. You're not really one with the community, so you ain't got no problem telling on these niggas because these niggas not your brothers. See what I'm saying? Like to say, I never said thug culture and black culture. Matter of fact, I never said thug culture at all. I said not of the culture. You get what I'm saying?
I hear you, but you know what? As I look at this video right here, and I pay attention, I pay attention.
Let's go. Let's go to thug culture. The mafia went when the mafia went when you talk about the mafia, when motherfucker was snitch, it was off with their heads too. That's just the rules.
Off with their heads then, but I don't. This is what I want to say. I don't have a lot of faith in our quote unquote street culture anymore. I grew up in a real one of the craziest neighborhoods in New York City. I lived in some of the craziest neighborhoods. Even after I grew up in Far Rockaway, moved to Brooklyn. I know you don't know these neighborhoods, Steph, but I'm from one of the craziest hoods in New York that's known to be one of the grimiest. You know what I'm saying? And then I moved from there to Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights, and I was born in Brownsville, lived there as a real young person. I lived in California, Oakland, California at that, which is actually way more gangster than people. Most people think of California, they think of LA, but Oakland, they give it up. So I lived in a lot of places where it goes down. So for a long time, I believed in, street culture and all of that. And I'm not saying there's still not people that don't live by those ethics, but at the end of the day, most don't. You know what I'm saying? Most don't. Like, you'll be disappointed. It's like meeting your favorite artist or somebody you look up to and then finding out who they are in real life. Like, the closer you get to the streets, the more fake you realize it is. You know what I mean? So especially in our culture, we're not killing nobody for snitching. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers snitching every day, B. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is out there snitching all the time. Now, this motherfucker just put it on a grand scheme. And this video is proof that there's not going to be much consequences. Maybe there might be a go hard out there that's going to, that's going to do something for clout, but they probably won't even be doing it because of the ethics in it. They'll be doing it just to be able to say, I'm the nigga who took out, 6ix9ine or what so have you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to read the rest of these comments before we move on. Slim says, I'm talking about in the cut, top right of the screen. What are you talking about? If you're talking about in the cut in the top right of the screen, oh, okay, I see. There's a guy on the car. That nigga don't look like he ain't securing shit neither. You know what I mean? He look like motherfucking, he might be a police officer, but he don't look like he's securing shit neither. He might have a license for it, but I don't know. Mills Lane says Iggy Azalea. Keenan, what's good, bro? Salute, top of the morning. Mom Extra says, I mean, T.I. was allowed to still do his show. Does that count? I think Steph was just solely talking about how quickly 6ix9ine got off of house arrest. That's super quick. Rick Ross was on house arrest for 2 years. Mills Lane says salute to Keenan as well. Pressure says T.I. got a sweet deal for silencers, drums, and lasers. Shaking my head. Pressure also says, I hate the phrase BLM. It seems like we are asking, please give us mercy. It's right up there with hands up, don't shoot. It's definitely.
No, I got to disagree with that. I mean, I think it's just an acknowledgement of humanity. And you got to realize that someone who's an actual racist and a conscious racist doesn't acknowledge the humanity of Black people. Like I said, I spent a lot of years in the Deep South. One of the things that allows for these racists to be so vitriolic towards black people is that these people honestly and truly religiously believe that black people don't have souls. That's
Right.
the only way that they can do the things that they do to black people and go to sleep and feel cool about it and, be right with God about it. Because they honestly believe that to be a fact.
You know what? I'm not going to, I don't mean to cut your wisdom short, but you're absolutely right about that. And that's what allowed slavery to happen, because they believe, I mean, obviously slavery happened for plenty of reasons, but one of the things that happened back when slavery first was a thing was, chattel slavery, was the fact that the church actually told the European that it was okay for them to enslave us because Africans and the Native Americans didn't have souls. They literally believed that, and there are people that still believe that to this day. You're 100% right about that. So I get where you're coming from with that. Precious says, salute JahLogic. Yes, salute to you, brother. He also says, so civilian culture versus street culture. Kelso also says, this new clique look mad duffable. Yeah, it really do. Like, it look like you could just run through them niggas. it look like if they jumped you in a fight video, you come out the victor. You ain't lying. Precious says, Kelso, keep the jokes coming, you moon pie head ass nigga. Mama Extra Course is duffable laughing. He's laughing. Kelso said, Rick Ross was a correctional officer. Don't let that go over your head. Nah, I never let that go over my head. And sidebar, I just think is a setup when Rick Ross told niggas sell drugs on their iPhone. That's a sidebar. Like, that shit don't make no sense. You can't even take your battery out the motherfucking iPhone. Why would you sell drugs on your fucking iPhone, my nigga? That's a fucking setup. Kelso says, rap full of government implants pushing our kids back into jail, but you ain't hear that from me. Facts. Mama Extra Course says, I didn't forget, Kelso. And President says, there was lane salute for the correction. Aki Bella, free Suge Knight. Aki, what's good, bro? Free Bill Cosby says, and he says free R. Kelly. So I think it's a good time to say that this show, you'll hear a lot of things on this show that I don't that represent the people that's saying these words. I don't condone everything being said. People don't condone everything I'm saying. All right, so let me just put that out there.
I was ready. I was primed. I was ready.
Yeah, yo, Ralph, holla at me, man. I need an intro, man. I need a fucking intro that indemnifies me from the fuck shit said on this show.
Let me piggyback off something y'all was saying earlier. America has a history of dehumanizing people. So when they go off to murder and slaughter, they don't feel any remorse. You know what I'm saying? For blacks, it was niggas. We 3/5 a man. You can go on and on about black people. You talk about different wars. They call the Vietnamese. What they call them?
The Vietnam Cong.
Vietcong.
Yeah.
Another war. It was the Japs. Another. And even now with the Arabic people, the war in Iraq,
you gonna get us flagged.
They call them terrorists. Like, these are things that they say to make you think, to demonize them and dehumanize them and ease your conscience as you go to kill them. That's a military tactic.
That's a fact. So, yo, with that being said, we're gonna go into this article real quick about Elon Musk. We're gonna get back to the fuck shit, but we gotta put some news in there too. Some and this is not necessarily super worthy news, but I wanted to talk about this really quick. So Elon Musk says, well, Egypt invited Elon Musk to see the pyramids for himself after he claimed they were built by aliens. All right, so I'm just going to read the bullet points from this article. I'm not going to go deep into it because this is one of those times where it speaks for itself. But a top government official from Egypt invited Elon Musk to see the ancient pyramids for himself after he claimed they were built by aliens. On Friday, the Tesla CEO tweeted, aliens built the pyramids. I guess that's short for obviously, repeating an unfounded ancient astronauts theory that claims that extraterrestrial beings once visited the Earth and built the world's historic landmarks. And then the last bullet point goes on to say, Egypt's Minister of International Cooperation responded to Musk on Twitter, writing, I invite you and SpaceX to explore the writings about how the pyramids were built, and also check out the tombs of the pyramid builders. I don't think this is like the most interesting article, but it was interesting to me for the simple fact that I remember having this conversation with a cousins of mine about how they always like to downgrade, African accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do something great and we couldn't be responsible for it. It had to have been the aliens. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? What's your take on that stuff?
You hit the nail on the head. It always trips me out when black people do something amazing. It's got to be some explanation for it. Because black people couldn't have possibly architected the pyramid. It had to be an alien. Just like when you see even today it still goes on when you see a black man, he too successful. What they gonna say? Oh, he part of Illuminati. Like, why do white people be able to get it off the muscle, but we can't? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why it's always got to be some kind of excuse for why we accomplish amazing things. Like, it's never a caveat for white people or anyone else, just us.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that shit. Schoolboy. Schoolboy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Same here. Here's the thing to remember about Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a South African. Okay. He's about our age. All right. And so it's not like he's not affected by the racism of the apartheid regime. He still remembers it. His parents brought him up that way. So when he looks at black accomplishments like the pyramids, or African, I should say, accomplishments like the pyramids, his initial reaction is oh no, these Negroes could have possibly done that. It must have been aliens. You know what I mean? Never mind the fact that literal science has taught us that the origination of the human race was the continent of Africa. They can't find no older bones. They're looking and they still haven't found it. So the fact of the matter is, everything that we see today in terms of civilization and society comes from the foundation of black excellence, African excellence. It is what it is. It's a historical fact. And people just don't want to acknowledge that. So, the next best thing is aliens. And shit, even if aliens did build the pyramids, they came to Earth and taught some black folks how to put their hands on that rock to build it. So it is what it is, man. The pyramids are not a out of this world phenomena. It's built from the actual earth built from the actual earth. So it is what it is.
All right, so let's go to the comments. Oh, Steph, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna go off of what my man Logic said, how he is from South Africa, and we can't forget that apartheid just ended in what 1995. Like, so that's still fresh. He's still good in races. He lived through a time where he believed that he was superior because of his skin color. Like, we can't forget that. You know what I'm saying? That's how fresh it is. And apartheid is, man. It's not like this stuff is old, ancient. You might read it in the textbook. This shit just happened.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yo, they was definitely boycotting apartheid fucking hip hop songs. You know what I mean? So, all right. So, my man Keenan Kong dropped some bars on it. Says, Coke transactions on the phone. I call them blowjobs. Bars.
Easy.
Kelso says, here we go. Another white man claiming to know African history better than Africans. Laugh out loud. Kelso also says, an alien built his plastic ass Tesla. Tell him SMD. Precious says, think about how arrogant you have to be to reverse God's law through legislation and say the closest thing to him, God, is only 3/5. Facts. Keenan says, those pyramids before the black ancient Egyptians. Anybody have anything to say to that? I guess Keenan is saying that those pyramids were built before the ancient Egyptians who were black. Anybody have to say anything about that?
I've literally never heard that shit.
So Keenan is saying that the pyramids were built before human beings were there?
Possibly. I don't know. Keenan, elaborate with that in the comments, because as far as we know, there were all types of melanated people drawn into the pyramids as well. Slim says, fuck Elon and anyone else claiming black people didn't build the pyramids. They do, and have said anything to legitimize the accomplishments of us throughout history. And Pressure says, schoolboy narcoleptic ass.
Hey, bro, we had a whole conversation about my breathing issues. All right, calm down.
Yo, Pressure, we're going to have to do a GoFundMe for this dude to get the sleep apnea machine or something, man. Word.
Help me. Hit
Yo,
my Cash App today. I need help.
when we put that out, make sure y'all put something in there, or just send the Cash App straight to him now, because we need schoolboy here, man. We need schoolboy. All right. Kelso also says there were pyramids and other African civilizations that predate the Egyptians. What's your point, Keenan? Malcolm X Shakur says the world believes whites are good, so when they do something bad, it's justified. And the world believes black people are bad. When they do something good, it's a matter of time. Their nature shows. And then Keenan says he elaborates. He says his point. My point is we don't know who built them. And Kelso says, so we can agree he should shut the fuck up about who created it, right? And then so Mills Lane said they also pull Egypt out of Africa and try to move it to the Middle East because of the pyramids. That's a fact. They try to make you believe Egypt is in Africa. You know what I mean? They also whitewash Morocco, which is kind of crazy. Pressure says, what if they are aliens who came to the planet? Change the narrative after enslaving us. Honestly, their history on this planet ain't that Lucy.
What?
I'll read it again. What if
I get it. I mean, I heard you. It's just it doesn't make real sense. I mean, like, huh?
I think he's giving what doesn't make sense the benefit of doubt, like in his statement. I'll read it again. What if they are aliens who came to our planet? Change the narrative after enslaving us. Honestly, their history on this planet ain't that Lucy. I mean, I don't know. If aliens did build it, then maybe we the aliens. How about that? All right. So Aki Bella says Cleopatra has a pyramid, right? Night dumb. Let me see. Aki Bella says, yeah, schoolboy breathing like an old pit bull rescue.
Hey, man, I just want y'all to remember that I hate all of you, okay? I just want y'all to remember that shit.
Pressure says, excuse me, it ain't that deep. Man, it's never that deep, man. We all get into it. We talk shit, but at the end of the day, we talk shit about issues, and then we come to our own conclusions. That's all we're here to do, is help people come to their own conclusions here. That's about it. Slim says, yo, I got the plug so you can get the CPAP machine for the low at Schoolboy. Yo, holla at Schoolboy, man.
Yo, hit me up on Instagram at schoolboy1867.
All right, Pressure says RP Sean Price is RP Sean Price, man. RP to Sean Price. This past weekend, they celebrated him again. You know what I mean? That's the big homie. All my homies from Boot Camp Click, salute to them. I hope to get some of them on the show soon. This is a morning show, so maybe I'll get them in the evening shows that I do. But yeah, salute to Sean Price. Salute to his brother Stuck P, my big homie. Salute to all of my boot camp brethren, my D-Seps and all of them. Yeah. Muhammad Extracore says Morocco is a colonized nation. That's a fact. Pressure sends another RP to Sean Price. RP Sean Price. I wish he invested in a CPAP machine. Oh yeah, absolutely. He did die in his. Yep, he did pass.
Damn, man.
He did pass.
That's scaring me. I need to go ahead and get that CPAP machine ASAP.
Yeah, man, we're not playing with you, schoolboy, man. You need that, man. Kelso says RP Q from World Star. They clapped him in a happy ending joint, shaking my head. I didn't know that, but that's crazy. Pressure says, nah, I'm correcting myself. Mistype is all love, 100. No doubt, it's definitely all love, brother. So this next article, hopefully we don't get too crazy with this, but yeah, this shit is a little crazy, and I forget who sent this to. I think Stephon sent it. I think Steph, you sent this joint to us right here, and this is about a former 49ers player Dana Stubblefield convicted of raping developmentally disabled babysitter. That
Right.
sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. So I'm gonna read some of this and I'm gonna let you take it away, Steph. It says, look at this nigga, man. On Monday, the 49-year-old retired athlete who joined the San Francisco 49ers in the 1993 football season was found guilty of rape by force, oral copulation by force, and false imprisonment after a 9-month trial. According to the Santa Clara County District Attorney Office, Stubblefield lured a developmentally disabled woman to his home in Morgan Hill, California, under the guise of a babysitter job. Interview on April 9th, 2015. The victim, who was 31 at the time, was was contacted via a babysitting hiring website, and she immediately reported the crime to Morgan Hill police. Stubblefield was also found to have used a gun during the sexual assault, though he was found not guilty on the rape of a person incapable of giving consent and oral copulation of a person incapable of giving consent. Stubblefield faces 15 to life in prison and is currently being held without bail as he awaits his sentencing. This was a, and then they quote somebody saying, this was a triumph of resilience. The victim has struggled her whole life with learning disabilities and challenges to be self-sufficient. If we are not fighting for her, then who are we fighting for? Said District Attorney Jeff Rosen in a press release. Okay, so they're claiming that he was found innocent, but he's still doing time, which that goes over my head. Um, yeah, and
Oh,
then
oh,
they,
oh,
I'm
he
gonna
was
read
found
it.
innocent on
Go ahead.
one charge.
Oh,
Yeah.
on one charge. Okay. So it says it has been a long road for this remarkable woman, continue rising, as we are thankful to the jury for providing her some closure and for our community justice after an conscionable and violent crime. Stubblefield's defense team argued that the assault was instead a paid encounter for sex. Interesting. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, which reported that attorneys will seek a new trial. I think I heard enough. I think I heard enough. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you take it from here, Steph, before I go into it.
Well, the first thing, first and foremost, before I get into anything else, if he is guilty of these crimes, um, then he's exactly where he needs to be, right? Um, uh, like there's no place in our society. We all can agree. There's no place in our society for rape, especially kidnapping and with false imprisonment or or using
They
any
can't hear
firearm.
you. Steph, they can't hear you. Talk up. Talk up.
Okay, there's no place in our society for any of the things that was named on here, but I do think it is a little odd, right? Big strong man like him, former NFL player. I don't see why he would need a gun to force himself on this woman. Now I'm not saying that it was possible. No, it's just I feel like even with them having this 9-month case, I still feel like there are things being left out. Not quite sure. The Now the woman is uh I guess uh has a learning disability, so maybe there's a gap in some of the information, but everything doesn't sound totally together.
It's not adding up to you.
Correct. Now the
Okay.
only thing he was found innocent of, which you had alluded to earlier, was raping, having sex with someone who was not capable of giving consent. Now they deemed her to be capable of giving consent, that she knows, she understands. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's what he was found innocent of.
Schoolboy, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna play around with this one. Like Steph is saying, there's a lot of information that we don't know. This is just kind of like a this is unfortunately it's just it's a piece, a little what is it? It seems like a hit piece. There's a lot of information that's not included. There's a 9-month trial, and we read the whole article in 5 minutes. So that being said, it's very possible that in the 9 months they only had like 3 or 4 hours of actual court time. Because anybody who's been to court knows, you can have a 9-month situation and only be in court for 4 or 5 hours. But yeah, man, I hope that he didn't do this, man. I remember Dana Stubblefield just from my days of playing Madden all those years, and he was always a solid player. But like you said, it is strange that this big man would need a gun to coerce somebody. But again, gentlemen who are listening to the show, don't be messing with these chicks who are mentally unstable or mentally unable. You know what I mean? If she seems a little bit slow, leave her alone. You know what I mean? Because you don't need these problems in your life. I'm telling you, it just doesn't make any sense at all. Like when I come across a chick, and when I come across a chick, and
be careful, schoolboy. Be
careful. I am being careful. When I come across a chick, and I find her to be mentally lacking, I'll leave her the hell alone. Because that's the type of chick who wakes up in the morning and it's like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need that in your life. Even if she's not like, what happened? You don't want somebody to come back to you later on and be like, bro, you wrong for that, man. You should have messed with that girl. Like, I don't want to hear that. So yeah, I'm not really, and I gotta quiet as it's kept. I have a baby mama, you know what I'm saying, who now I've learned, there's something wrong up there. You know what I'm saying? She's a little bit unstable in the brain.
Right.
So, and I say that with all due respect and not to denigrate her person at all. She just needs some help. So yeah, man, like I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I hope that I hope his lawyers are able to get him a trial and we can find out more details of the trial. But I'm not gonna throw this man in the dirt based on this article. This article just seems like really curated. I'll say that.
Okay. The article comes to us from MSN.com. And I'm gonna read some of these comments before I say what I gotta say, because I don't got much to say on the situation. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But it says, Kelso says, I'm here for the bullshit. Let's get crazy. Yo, Kelso, don't encourage us, man. You already know how left it can go. I definitely was hoping that this particular article didn't go too crazy. And I'm glad that we kept it on the up and up so far. But Kelso says that nigga look like SchoolBoy.
Hey, yo. I know you saw me give you the finger when you put that shit up there. You know what I'm saying? I really don't appreciate that shit. This nigga doesn't really look like me. He kind of does, but fuck you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Steph, you're laughing way too hard at this. Logic, I heard you over there laughing and shit. Y'all supposed to be on my side, bro. I don't know what y'all doing today.
I'm on the side of the people.
Listen, if he wasn't up for this rape thing, you wouldn't even be offended, because this ain't not no homo, but this not an ugly dude we looking at. You know what I'm saying? It's only funny because the nigga raped a mentally disabled chick. Other than that,
allegedly.
Yeah,
look at Logic gonna turn off his camera so he can laugh and shit. Yo, Logic, you ain't shit, bro. Yeah. Hey, listen, can we go to the next article already, man? Because I don't appreciate this shit at all, bro. Y'all not gonna sit here and compare me to this man, you know what I'm saying, in the midst of his rape case. No, sir.
All right. Keenan says SchoolBoy ? He also says the bald nigga in the stream. It is
It's way too early in the morning for this, man. I need to go heat up my coffee, man.
All right, Kelso say he cold as fuck, shaking my head. Oh, all right. Precious says hit the like button hard, no doubt. I don't, you never really hear us say hit the like button, but we do appreciate all the likes here. You know what I'm saying? we appreciate just everyone that's here in general. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not looking for, to be, super famous off of this or no shit like that. But we understand that if we get 100, 200 views or 16 people in a room, that's a congregation. And we appreciate y'all. Real talk. Kelso says, how you go from the NFL to being a babysitter? Nigga fumbled the bag. I don't think he was the babysitter. I think he was interviewing babysitters. He was hiring a babysitter, or at least they said that was his setup scheme. Which is a little weird, you know what I'm saying? I think like, in the chance that that's true, what they saying is like, why are they saying that this nigga picked up his hustle from a porno or some shit? Like,
care.com is not the new back page, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go on there looking for hoes, bro.
Facts. So Mills Lane said, I never liked this bum on the field or off. Dana needs to go away. Okay. Precious says, rape. Why you got money? Go to a poor neighborhood and buy some fucking pussy, weak niggas. Hey man, that's makes it even more hard to believe. It's like, if he got money, why didn't he just go to the strip club? You know what I'm saying? It don't make any sense. Kelso says the little homies in county gonna tackle that ass. Slim says, can barely hear you, Steph. Oh yeah, we got to the bottom of that. Kelso says, I need to see the evidence. I don't think we can see the evidence in this situation. I don't think we would want to, but I feel you. Pressure says, salute. I fuck with this show in the format. Respect to you, Pressure. Real talk. Thank you for pulling up, man. Kelso says, SchoolBoy has priors. Pay attention. And Slim says, I thought he was about to say from my old days of playing football. This dude said, Madden.
Facts.
But nah, SchoolBoy, you did play football, right?
Yeah, I played football. Yeah, I'm from New York, but I spent a long time in Georgia, man. And if you want to get some clout in Georgia real quick, you need to hit that football field and show you ain't no
pussy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Pressure said, crazy bitches have the pussy in the entire world. I want to say he meant best, and then he says 100. And you know what? I think there's a difference between crazy and this mentally disabled, because I'm going to have to agree with Pressure that chicks who are just bugged the fuck out with, on a social scale, not on the, disabled mentally scale, but on the social scale, you know what I mean? They're really eccentric and shit like that, they tend to be fun.
Now, in his defense, now, I ain't never had no disabled pussy, so he might be on to something. I don't know. I ain't never had no disabled pussy.
Yo, I repudiate that comment. I don't have no parts of that. That don't have nothing to do with what I believe. Okay.
The views spoken on this show are the views of the people who spoke them.
I didn't say nothing. I've never had none. That's all I'm saying.
Woo! All right. Yeah, I think we should get to the next topic sooner than later. Kelso says, speak for yourself. If she a little slow, it's a go. Okay. Crazy Kelso to check in. Muhammad X says, I agree. There's definitely some stuff missing. Obviously, there's no excuse for rape, but this info comes off sketchy. Jason says, you're about to get a text from your baby mama talking to you, SchoolBoy.
Yo, here goes the crazy thing, because I know whoever's somebody who's watching this is snitching. I know somebody out here snitching, because she came at me the other day talking about some. Oh, I know you want a show 3 or 4 hours a day. That means that you can get a second job and pay me more money. Yeah. So,
all right.
Yeah. Stop snitching.
Yeah, they snitching. All right. Pressure says, getting me too by a slow person is wild. Most definitely. I'm gonna have to.
I am not laughing with y'all.
Why?
I'm not having no parts to this, bro. Like, the only reason why I'm even smiling is because y'all think it's funny, but I'm not laughing at this situation. I think it's reprehensible.
I was laughing. I had a cough.
I don't appreciate nothing about this. It actually made me kind of sick. I'm tired of looking at this dude's face because it's alleged that he did this shit. How could you even get yourself in this situation?
Then they got the picture with the nigga all sweaty in there. Shit looks crazy.
Yeah, it really does. Like, I'm not Like, I'm really cool on that shit. Like, I really don't, bruh. I'm gonna tell you like this, bruh. If we find out that there's evidence that this is true, and we're already getting a little soft evidence right now, and we find out more evidence of this being true, bro, he deserves whatever he gets. I hope the homies take care of that like they supposed to.
Yeah, but this is the crazy shit, though. I don't mean to cut your wisdom short, but this is the crazy shit. How was his defense that he paid for it?
Thank you.
That part? Like,
Thank you.
This nigga defense was he paid for the pussy and he decided to pay a slow babysitter.
Right. Yeah, nah, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, first of all, if that's your only, like, it would have been better if your defense is, I don't know this woman. She's lying. We've never met. Or when she came to the house and I realized, like, I don't want somebody slow or mentally disabled taking care of my children. So thank you for applying. Have a nice day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where's your parents? Exactly. Where's your caretaker at? I don't even understand how. That's what I'm saying about these situations. Young men, do not get yourself in these situations. If you know the situation's a little bit sketchy, especially with a woman, and especially with a woman who has disabilities, leave these people alone. That's not for you.
Not for you. No, Jason King's Dead Man Talking. Go ahead, Steph.
I'm about to say, SchoolBoy, no, you got it confused. They be selling pussy off the babysitter app. That was going on here.
No, I get that. I get that. I get that. And that's why I said from the beginning, care.com is not where you're supposed to be getting setting up these kind of deals. I mean, in order for you to have a profile on care.com, you got to put your address. You got to be background checked. Who out here buying poom poom from a prostitute that's background checked? Like, what the hell wrong with you?
I mean, a background check, that's a good look. It need to come with a STD test.
Yeah, prostitution is illegal, bro. So that's why you need to not be on that site looking for toots.
No, don't go to kid.com or any other website for that matter and buy no pussy.
Thank you, bro. Can we please? Yeah, I'm done, man. I think I'm gonna have to abstain for this conversation, especially since you know.
Let me read the rest of these comments. So we have a special guest in the building. So I'm gonna just get through the rest of these comments and then we get to our special guest and the rest of these stories. John says, not looking good. Pressure throws the fire emojis up. He says he does for real. Whoa, what the fuck? I think he's talking about how he looks like you. John says allegedly. All right, allegedly. Kelso says allegedly got it. People are laughing in the chat. Kennedy SchoolBoy over there looking at motherfuckers. Kennedy, what's good, bro? Yo, I sent you the link the other day on Facebook. I don't think you checked your inbox, Kennedy. I don't know if you got more than one Facebook page, but I did send it to you the other day at I think it's the Kennedy. I forget the full name, but the one that you was in the Ranters Union Facebook group page with. Kelso says, we appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. And then Kelso says, repudiate, got it. Jason says, laugh out loud. Yo, they trying to get us sent to hell. That's a fact. Like, this show is dangerous, but you know what? They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and sometimes the road to heaven is paved with bad jokes. How about that? Keenan says, laugh out loud. Bars. Keenan says they call that an eye tool. Yo, John says Pick look like he has bad intentions. Slim says she had post. Oh my god, yeah, she had post nut clarity. John says he wanted some slow neck. Mohammed Score says, Slim, you cold for that? Kelso says, slow neck is crazy. Precious says, hold up. What about equality? Retarded women could hold up to equality. Y'all are discriminating. We don't, but the thing is, I don't think she was a real hoe, bro. That's the thing. So London Taylor says, salute team, salute to you. And Mills Lane says, yo, exactly. All right, so look. Let me get this sweaty nigga off the screen, man. This is too much for me. We have a special guest in the building. Antoinette, how you doing today?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us. I think we needed you a little earlier because shit went left as we trying not to go left, but we didn't go too far. I think Schoolboy says he had nothing to do with that, right, Schoolboy?
Absolutely not. If this ever comes back up in any kind of court record, I was no parts of that, and I repudiate any statements, jokes that may have been made on that young lady's behalf, etc.
Yeah, I don't think she was the butt of the joke. I just think, but at the same time, it was what we do here is we give people a voice. We don't believe in the CP culture, no, not the CP, the PC.
Political, yeah, there we go.
We don't necessarily believe in the PC culture. We let people have a free voice, as this is America Online, right? So, Antoinette, how you doing? Good morning to you. How you doing, sister?
I'm well. How are you? How are everyone? Good morning.
Good.
Thank you for joining us. All right, real talk.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, anytime. You're more than welcome. The comments are getting crazier. I'm just gonna leave the comments where it's at. We're gonna get to this next article. So, speaking of convicted people convicted and alleged of rape, this next article comes to us via lovebscott.com, and this is about Jamie Foxx playing Mike Tyson in the new biopic. So it says Robin Givens hope Jamie Foxx Mike Tyson's biopic doesn't rewrite history. And I just want to say off top that I think Jamie Foxx playing Mike Tyson in this film is trash.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's too old to be playing a young Mike Tyson. It doesn't
make sense. That's true. But I mean, you do Mike Tyson so well, though.
Hold on. You're not gonna be keep disrespect Jamie Foxx like this. Jamie Foxx is not. He is a GOAT. You hear me? All right.
Yeah, he's a good impressionist.
Jamie Foxx can be 35, 52, 17. All right, my man can do it all, man. Stop playing on Jamie Foxx, man. Come on.
I mean, I hear you, and they got movie magic and all that type of shit, but I'm sure there's a young man out there that could do a great job. You know what I mean? That's of age. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. I mean, I understand if you're a little older, but Jamie Foxx is probably like the same age as Mike Tyson or some shit for or just a little bit under. Matter of fact, let me look it up. Well, I'm gonna read the article first, but I'm gonna look it up as we go over the article. So, so the article goes on. The quote says, "Men can't be bragging about hitting women any longer." That's Robin Givens speaking in the interview she was on. Jamie Foxx has already started bulking up to play Mike Tyson in new biopic, but the movie comes with some complicated feelings for the boxer's ex-wife, Robin Givens. Givens and Tyson married in 1988, but she filed for divorce just 8 months later. It goes on to say, at the time, she told Barbara Walters being married to him was torture, pure hell, and claimed in her divorce announcement he threatened to kill her and their relationship was one filled with continued violence. Appearing on Oprah in 2009, Tyson even admitted he had socked her during their marriage and said it definitely was an abusive relationship, but added both ways. I kind of wanted to play some of the clip, but I think it might be a little too long. So let me see if they quote her a little bit more. So it says, in a pair of news interviews on Sirius XM's radio, Andy, this morning, Givens was asked her thoughts on the upcoming biopic and how she might be portrayed in their story is included in the film. And they quote her saying, it's a little I don't want to say bothersome. Oh, she said, it's a little I don't want to say bothersome, but it's funny in life how you're always kind of learning and growing and healing. and that wasn't like a fun ex for me. She told Andy Cohen. And then they also called her saying, I had a good friend of mine. We've been talking about this. I went and got the book he wrote, and I was reading it, and there were so many things that are so not true that it's hard for me. It's hard to feel deeply. It's hard not to feel deeply disturbed by it. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to read any more. And if you want to listen to the interview, I'll leave this link in the description. But how do we feel about her not wanting to be left out of the biopic?
I mean, my question would be, now let me acknowledge this. In relationships, of course, we know that they can be complicated, and someone's view of what happened can be different from the reality of what actually happened. That's not in any way to take away from her experiences. They both acknowledged that there were physicalities within their relationship. So, yeah, it sounds like, they were young people too, and there was drug use involved. And I'm not gonna say it was just Mike. We don't know what she did or didn't do. And you know how people get they get on drugs, and now you want to fight. You all extra and stuff like that. So it's very possible that they had words and went back and forth. But Mike, his hands are trained. You can't be socking your wife in the eye, and you're a boxer, a world trained class boxer. Like, yeah, she's gonna have if Mike Tyson hit me in my face today, I'm falling in the ground and I'm traumatized for the rest of my life, Mike. I'm gonna need you to come up off that money. And if we look at Robin Givens' career, what has Robin Givens done in the last 20 years?
I want to say I seen her in some show.
Yeah, some show.
Yeah, some show that nobody knows the name of. She's looking for the bag. She's looking for the bag. You know what I'm saying? So salute to her. Salute to her. I think that's what this is. This is a play for the bag, man. Like, if Mike was smart, Mike would, sit down and have televised dinner with her, give her a little envelope, and say, let bygones be bygones, and have her sign a document. That's what I would be doing right now.
That's not a bad plan, Steph.
I mean, I wouldn't, disagree with that either. Shoot, because she always trying to get, clout. She's always trying to jump up. Like, what if they left her out? Then she would have been like, oh, well, y'all didn't include me. But if they include you, you don't like what they say, then still mad. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. So she should just be smart and take the payoff. Like everyone else. It's not like she got anything else going on. It's probably be something big everybody will watch or see, and she probably get more work after that. So it is what it is.
That's a good point. She definitely probably would get more work, and at very least, she's going to get a lot more press opportunities, no matter how they portray her in this movie.
Right.
So you good over there?
Yeah, I'm being together.
All right. So what's your thoughts, bro? Before I weigh in.
I just be trying to figure out how long these women gonna ride these ass whoopings they took back in the day. How long you gonna keep holding on to that and using that as a means to get to the bag, to do a press run about how you got your ass whooped back in 1993? Listen, we get it. You went to jail for this, right?
I think he went to jail for
rape charge. Yeah.
But it was rape on her, wasn't it?
No, it was rape on I want to say a model.
Okay.
A groupie.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway,
she went to the hotel room. They said he forced oral sex on her.
I remember about 10 years ago, Robin Givens was on another show crying, doing the whole bit 10 years ago. Like, this is like 20 plus years removed. Like, you got to let it go.
Oh boy.
Let him
right.
At what point do you let it go? You know what I'm saying? It's like, are we living in a world where we just not gonna exercise forgiveness? Because if that's the case, just let the rules be that. But also, I want to allude to what SchoolBoy said earlier about they was doing drugs. I never could figure out what it was about Robin Givens that was just a little off that made me not attracted to her. It was like she had a shape, her face. It was like she's supposed to be beautiful to me, but something's off. She was a baser.
Yo, she had the nails. She was basing, right? Like that burnt straight through her fingernails a little bit. Right?
All right. First of all, y'all not finna talk bad about this woman, man. That woman's beautiful.
listen. I grew up in poverty. Okay, I grew up in poverty. I know what a basic look like. Okay, I can spot it. All right, don't do this. All right, and also I think what her real
Yeah.
problem is, she wants to get to the bag. She wants to play herself in this biopic. That's what this is. She want to play herself. She want a shot. Okay, let her have a shot. See if she can transform into young Robin. Okay, that's all this is.
I think y'all both raised. Yeah, all three of you raised good points. Yeah, I think she should sign something. She should get some type of check. You know, all of those things make good points. All right, so I looked it up. Jamie Foxx is 2 years younger than Mike Tyson. They're both in their 50s.
Correct.
Fuck no. There's a young man out there somewhere that needs that shot, bro. Jamie Foxx, this shit's gonna be trash. This shit's gonna be trash. That's my take.
This wouldn't be the first time you was wrong, sir.
I don't know, man. I don't know. And then he's going to put on. Go ahead, Antoinette.
Well, I think you do make a point. If it was like 10 years ago or something, yeah, he would be a good candidate. But yeah, he's getting up there. It's like, all right. I mean, he's a great impressionist. I'm sure he can pull off Mike Tyson well, but it wouldn't be a good young Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't seem right, especially if they're the same age. And Jamie is aging just like Tyson. So if you want to bulk up to be a man that's 2 years older than you, that's really not going to, make a big difference or make him look any more like him. But makeup, it's like witchcraft now. They can do anything to make you look like anybody, for real. So I don't know. It depends on what they do. But as far as Robin Givens, yeah, I think with the shut her up with calm things, if she can probably play a role in that part, because she can still pull off young. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. I think she was crazy, but she was a beautiful woman and she still got it. Still, you look young, but it is what it is. But yeah, you make a point. Jamie Foxx may be a little too old. If it was a couple of years ago.
Yo, wasn't Robin? Sorry.
No, you're good.
Wasn't Robin Givens Sunshine in Harlem Nights?
Yeah, I think so. She did play that.
Yeah,
and she still looked the same too.
Mm-hmm.
Was she Sunshine? She was in one of them older movies.
Yeah, you're no, that wasn't her. That wasn't her. I don't know homegirl's name, but
she played in one of those movies.
Leela.
Oh, Leela, that's right.
Yeah. I always thought they was the same growing up.
But
they look so much alike. They look so much alike when I was young. I thought they was the same person.
I obviously I still think they're the same person. So
I think there's way more bad. Not to objectify them, but I think Layla is definitely more prettier than she is.
But Layla hasn't. Time hasn't been that good to Layla, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I've seen some pictures of her where she kind of,
she probably was stressing over a man. That's probably why she looked like that.
We're not gonna blame that on man. We're not gonna blame that on man. Okay, let's calm that down.
Yeah, let's not go there.
She don't look stressed. She look happy. She done picked up some happy weight. That's what happened when you.
Bro, we gonna stop that too. Black folks always talking about when you overweight, you must be happy. Nah, you're just overweight.
I mean, maybe she would a dude who just don't give a fuck. Like, I know I would not be stressing her if I was with her. She could get fat. I'd be like, baby, you look good. You look all right.
They 50. They not. She not trying to get no more.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
I keep forgetting the fact that these folks are older.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, all right, let me get to these comments. London Taylor says, I just came just in time. He puts up a heart. I'm sure that's for Antoinette and none of the men.
Hi, London.
But you wasn't that happy to see me. Hold on.
What this? Say good morning.
Nah. We gonna get back to it though. We gonna get back to it.
Bills Day says, I salute the London Taylor. And then Jason King says slow neck. Oh, so it's back to the slow neck. All right, we're gonna move on from the slow neck. All right, London Mills salutes Mills Lane. I think they were talking about a game, probably a football match, because I believe London is across the pond. Kelso says Robin Givens, strong words for Robin Givens. Keenan says they got agent technology now. It might work. I seen that. I seen Will Smith used it in what was that? Gemini Man, was it? Where it was like a young person. But that shit still, it looked weird to me.
It looked software, like it looked real techy.
Yeah, it looked a little spooky, like, you know what I mean? Keenan says they got, Kelso says he played Ray Charles, he can play anyone. Okay, well, you know, that was, how long ago was the Ray Charles situation though?
It was like 10 years ago though.
Yeah, like the man's getting up there.
Right, exactly.
London Taylor says, I think Jamie Foxx can pull it off, but he needs to put on severe weight. Okay. John says, don't worry, she is still going to be cast as a gold digger. She's straight. Jason says he can play Mike. They're going to use the CGI and hook it up to find the right guy in that good shape and learn how to sound like Mike. Wouldn't be easier than using Fox. Trust. He won't let us down. Can't wait to the movie. I don't know. I think he's going to sound like a caricature of Mike. You know what I mean? Like he's making fun of him.
Did y'all hear him do Mike's voice the other day? He did a video when he did Mike's voice, and he actually sounded a lot like him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's one thing when you're making fun of him and you're extra, like you said, a character, and then it's one thing when you can legitimately sound like somebody. Jamie can do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kelly says, imagine marrying a boxer and complaining about violence when there's a disagreement. That shit sounds crazy. We don't wish nobody get hit by Mike Tyson, better yet, a woman. So, you know, that sounds crazy. But they did say it went both ways. So, yeah. John says she cheated with Brad Pitt.
Facts.
She did.
I had no
allegedly.
Put me up on game. I had no idea.
So I remember an article. I think both Brad and her admitted to this fact that Mike had actually confronted Brad and was like, yo, what's going on? This is still my wife. And Brad was kind of in a situation where he was like, I hope he doesn't hit me. But Mike knew what was up, man. You can't be out here hitting these white men like that.
But you can hit your woman. That's crazy.
That is crazy. But that's, you know, the fact of life here.
All right. Move on. So London Taylor laughing. John also says he took beating the box to another level. All right. Let me see.
That's not funny.
Yeah.
That's not funny at all.
Says she cannot be left out. It's history. So that, you know, that's my point. So just because you didn't have a favorable relationship with this person, why do you think that you should be left out of the story? Like you wasn't part of his story. Like it's his story too. Why can't he tell his story? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she can tell hers. I mean, she did, in fact. You know what I mean? She told her story to those interviews. In fact, one of those interviews, if I remember right, he was sitting right there in the interview as her and her mother talked about him like a dog, and he didn't say shit. Y'all remember that one?
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it, but no, I don't. I really, remember too. But I believe it.
Dude, like a dog, he just sat there looking fucking stupid because there was nothing he can do, and he knew it. You know what I mean? Because if he would have blacked out, they would have just proved him. They would have proved him right. You know what I'm saying? So he just sat there and just let him talk about him crazy. Kelso says she may have deserved to get socked. Got to hear both sides. I don't think nobody deserves to get hit by a professional boxer. That's especially a female. But if she deserved it in like a crazy scenario, like you're saying, he had the maybe she was beating on him or something like that. I'm sure he had a homegirl somewhere in the cut that he could have said, this bitch is beating me. You know what I'm saying? So if it wanted to be a fair fight, but a professional, Mike Tyson, like getting hit by Mike Tyson sounds crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck want to get knocked out by Mike Tyson? Anyway, London Taylor says, Kelso, so you're one of those guys, huh? You like beating women. I don't think Kelso likes beating women, but I'm gonna let him speak for himself. I think he just likes talking crazy in the comments. Muhammad Exco says there was abuse of all kinds in their relationship, physical, drug, emotional, and there was allegedly some financial abuse. Keenan says, what did she expect? She married angry, violent, coked out young Mike Tyson, not Russell Wilson. I think that when it happened, they both were infatuated. with each other, the idea of each other, and what they were really young.
And they were young too. Yeah.
Right.
If I remember right, he actually got with her because he seen her on because he seen her like on a television show or something like that.
Yeah.
He was like,
Like,
get her.
didn't she do beauty pageants or something like that?
Yo, she was beautiful, and Mike was the
She
biggest, strongest cat on the block at that time.
Keenan Khan says Mike used to wake her up with a haymaker to start his day. Wildin'. Slim says, why the hell would you want to get in a relationship with Mike? Dude is on camera threatening dudes. He'll pop them in the ass like it's regular shit. Mike definitely threatened fuck niggas in the ass. James John says they used to take knuckles for clout. Okay. Keenan says same. She was always just okay. Mom is laughing at Steph. Kelso says base of vibes, ready rock actions. Yeah, I think she had the base of nails. Like if you look at her nails closely, it looks like she definitely was basing. Mom says I agree. Someone younger could have played Tyson. Kelso says Jamie Foxx look like he's in his 30s though. I mean that's a fact. He don't look old, but he's old. The fuck, yo, give pass the baton, yo. Like it could be more than one black actor at a time. Like what the fuck?
Hold on. Do you know JJ Walker was in his 30s in Good Times playing a teenager? Like no one said nothing, but now we want to get on. Jamie Foxx. All right.
I'm with you, Steph, man. I think Jamie gonna do a good job, bro.
All right, better. Kelso says Jamie Foxx look like he's in his 30s. All right, we said that right. London says I think they should get a new actor to play Mike. Slim says dude from Black Klansman or the Black Stormtrooper. Good point. Aboriginal She Moroccan News Press says Layla. That's my cousin Master, so I'm just gonna say Master. Master says peace people, definitely more prettier back then. Muhammad Excore says Leela blowed up. Yeah, she did, but you know, I got Caribbean roots, man. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? My lady can get fat. It's all good with me. John says no. John also says boomerang. London is smiling at Antoinette once again. Muhammad Excore says Ray Charles was 16 years ago. Keenan says they were married before too. And Master says he was drugged out during that dragged out convo. All right, so we have another host with us in the building. Vanessa Smilez is in the building. So we got more women with us, which should help this conversation to go along a little smoother. How you doing, Vanessa? We can't hear you. Your mic is on Teddy Riley. Not yet. We still can't hear you. So I'll give you some time to work that out. As I grab this next
fall out, I'll be right back.
All right, copy. As I grab this next article. And this is somewhat of an update. So in the previous episodes, we spoke about a basketball player who went to Magic City and got put on some type of, like, I guess you would call it a suspension. Because of it, he got somebody told on him, and when he came back from Magic City to I guess to go play with his team or practice or whatever, they told him he had to sit out because someone told on him, rightfully so, because he went to the strip club during a goddamn pandemic. So but this is a little bit of update. I believe you sent this to us as well, Steph.
Correct. He was not suspended, but you understand in the NBA they're playing in what is essentially a bubble, so he has to quarantine. He has to quarantine in this hotel for 10 days, which means he doesn't get to practice, he doesn't get to play in the games. So that's what happened. He wasn't necessarily in trouble.
Suspended. You know, all right, so they forced him to quarantine, tomatoes, though, because obviously, they sat his ass down. You know what I mean? Like, go. Yeah. So the article says last week, Jack Harlow accidentally dry snitched on Lou with He first got snitched on by his homeboy, it sounds like, when he posted a picture of the Los Angeles Clippers at Magic City. Since then, Williams has insisted that he was stopping by to get some food. I believe they said he was going to get wings.
Mm-hmm.
Because the nightclub is one of his favorite restaurants. But during a conversation with the Los Angeles Times, a Magic City dancer by the name of Aries claimed that Lou Will did more than grab a quick meal. Aries told the Times that after Williams decided to kill time with his food while being prepared by having her perform. I'm sorry, let me read that over. Aries told the Times that after Williams decided to kill time while his food was being prepared by having her perform for him. But in his defense, Aries stated that the personal dance was kept at a 6-foot distance to abide by social distancing rules, and that Williams made it worth her while by tipping her very well. Then they quote her saying, after placing an order with the Magic City Kitchen, the high score, well, I mean, she didn't say this thing. I don't know who they're quoting. The high scoring Clippers guard ambued around the club, Aries said, and she was one of the few dancers who performed for him, keeping a 6-foot distance. He tipped very well. All right, I heard enough about that. Vanessa, there you go. I can hear you. I hear you sipping on your drink. Did you hear the article?
Yes, I did. I was listening to the very tip end.
All right, so basically, this guy, we spoke about him before, getting sat down, them forcing him to quarantine, because he went to Magic City when he was supposed to be, I guess, training, and he told them he just went to get some chicken wings because that's his favorite restaurant. But apparently,
he probably did, you know.
Well, yeah, you can eat and fuck with hoes too, but apparently that the stripper's coming out saying that she danced for him at a 6-foot distance. So first he got snitched on by his homeboy, dry snitched on by his homeboy, and then this woman told on him, but I think she's telling in a way where she thinks that she's doing him some justice by saying she stood 6 feet from him. I mean, I don't get it. And then she says he tipped her very well. We'll start with you, Vanessa, since you just came in the room. What's your thoughts on this?
I don't believe that she stood 6 feet away from a ball player and gave him a 6 feet dance. As soon as he walked to the room, I think that she immediately got as close as she could as possible. She probably didn't even let him eat his wings, but I think that, yeah, she definitely got up on him. But as a smart businesswoman, she knew how to play the game. And when the people came through asking questions, she's like, no, it's just 6 feet. I'm holding him down so he come back to me. So, yeah.
Why did she say anything?
That's true, too. If she really holding him down, she'd have been quiet. Like, I don't know this dude. But, yeah, that's true. For clout, probably. She wouldn't be probably just the only girl in the club to be like, yeah, I danced for him.
And who's working in the strip club during the daytime, if this nigga went to get wings during the daytime, it's a fucking B-rated stripper anyway. But Steph, what's your take on this?
Man, I'm disappointed in Lil Will, man. Not because he went to the strip club, not because he got strippers, not because he got wings, because he lied to us, man. You know what I'm saying? I was on my show defending this nigga like this ain't even news. I don't even know why we talking about this, man. And this nigga up here got pussy all in his face. You know what I'm saying? Eating wings, throwing tipping strippers. This nigga was wild, and he had a whole experience and lied to us about it. You didn't have to lie to us. Now, I hope he cut the dry snitcher homie. I hope he cut him out of his camp. It's not your friend. Clearly, that's not your friend, right? And I guess, and I'm kind of with V said, like, what stripper thing? This is how you can tell the stripper ain't educated. He's just a dumb stripper. You expect us to believe he tipped you very well on a 6-foot distant dance? Please. That nigga had ass cheeks clapping in his face. You know what I'm saying? He had a motherfucking pussy sandwich. Excuse my language. But that's what was going on, man. That's what you do when you go to Magic City. You know what I'm saying? But you telling us I'm coming through for the food. Which, by the way, high quality food. Let's not let that slide by. It's high quality. But don't lie to us, man. Come on, man. You better than that. Better than that, Lou.
All right. Good take. Antoinette, what's your take on this man going to the strip club mid-pandemic instead of
Well, I think
just
that was
that?
Yeah, I think that was dumb. First of all, I mean, if the chicken was all that, I get it. You have it for like takeout or something. But I don't believe for one bit a stripper or anybody who's going to pay for a dance 6 feet apart. That just don't even make any sense. That's a waste of money, time. I think she was dry snitching, and his teammate, he's a bitch because he didn't have to do that either. But in all actuality, I could get it through his teammate because it's like you endangering everybody else. We're going to be on the court with you. We don't know what's wrong with you if you're going around these, like you said, a B-rated stripper. These
Right.
chicks is not even like, the line act or whatever. So it's like it don't even make sense. He was stupid. That lie was stupid, or whatever she was trying to say to cover him up was stupid, because no one's going to believe someone's going to give a lap dance or a dance 6 feet apart. You don't even do that in a club, and you got paid. That don't make any sense. So I think
Right.
that's dumb. It was stupid. He was dumb, and everybody else was dumb, and he tried to cover it up, but pretty much dry snitched. But whatever.
I mean, all right. So I don't want to beat up on him too hard because I think if you're going to risk catching COVID for anything, pussy is definitely on that list.
Big risk.
Yeah.
I do what Chris Rock say, he threw his dick on the crap table. I do my dick on the crap table for you know what I mean, plenty of times in my past, you know what I mean? So for COVID, you know, a little chest congestion, some ass, you know. But at the same time, I'm highly disappointed in the stripper. You know what I mean? I'm highly disappointed that the stripper would get tipped very well, as she says, but then still do a fucking interview with a news publication. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking ridiculous. Like if I owned the Magic City Club, I would fire her.
Yeah, because you're talking. Yeah, she's
real reckless.
Yeah, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my take on that situation. I'm gonna go to some of these comments. Go ahead, Steph. You gonna say something?
I was just gonna say, give you props. That's a very astute point, sir. That's not how you conduct business. You're making a bet. You know what I'm saying? Got all these big money execs want to come in. You know what I'm saying? But now they afraid you gonna dry snitching and they wife gonna find out. See, that's not a good look for the club.
Yeah, she messed it up for the other dancers. I'm sure the other dancers might be upset.
Yeah, they should jump her. They jump in the dressing room sometimes. They need to do that.
Don't nobody come to the strip club like that in the daytime anyway. So it's like,
she's making the place hot. Yeah. Exactly.
I've been to the strip club in the daytime. I'm just put that up there. That's how I know they be rated.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not popularized to be there in the daytime. So the fact that she got a baller to come through during the afternoon, like
she could wait to talk.
Listen. You've seen Players Club when Luke had came in on the Players Club, they had a whole alarm in the back that goes off.
Yeah,
because that is a real thing. I don't know if niggas know that is real. When a baller step into place, the alarm go off. So she was like, "Oh, this is my chance. This is my shot. 8 Mile type shit. You only got one shot." So she went out there, did her thing. Couldn't wait to tell somebody. She said, "I accomplished something." You hear me?
So let me go to some of these comments. They definitely lighten up right now.
Should have been tossed out.
All right, let me see. All right, there you go, SchoolBoy. All right, so the United Ronin Networks. My homeboy Ralph says, salute to you, big brother. You know what I mean? Ralph, hit me up behind the scenes. I need I'll hit you up. I need a nice intro for the show where we basically indemnify ourselves from the things we say on this show. You know what I mean? So we got to holler at you. Keenan says, Vanessa, they're happy to see you. Ralph says, sounds flawless. Keenan says, Vanessa smiles. Where's your Adidas shirt?
In the laundry basket.
I think he enjoyed the way the Adidas shirt props certain things up. London Taylor says, salute to Ralph. Yeah, salute to that man. And Keenan says, bird brain, shaking my head. I hope they fire her dumbass fact. Muhammad Excore says, so that's the issue. They mad at him for going to the strip club. Yes, Muhammad, they're mad at him for going to the strip club mid-pandemic. And then he has to go in the courts and play and sweat around a whole other 20 motherfuckers. So yes, that shit is risking not only him, but every other family member on his team and any team that plays with this man against that team. London Taylor says they did the same thing to a cricket player over here. They ridiculed him in the news too. So I'm not going to ridicule him. Like I said, I mean, if you're going to risk getting COVID for anything, you know what I'm saying? Some cheeks is on that list. You know what I mean? But
terrible.
But at the same time, it's just like it's just not the thing to do, especially if you're getting paid millions of dollars to fucking dribble a fucking basketball. Have a little discipline. Have a little discipline. All right, my Mexico says it's not that he lied, it's no one's business. It's everyone's business when they're paying you millions of dollars to dribble a fucking basketball.
I will say this though, at Magic City, there are literally women hanging off the ceiling. All right, that's a whole experience. I can't fault this man for wanting to see, you know what I'm saying, booty clapping on the ceiling, bro. Have you ever seen booty clapping on the ceiling? Most people have not, and that's what I'm, you know what I'm saying?
That's a talent right there.
Yeah, that's a whole nother talent. You know, I can't fault that man for that. You know what I'm saying? But he did put a lot of stuff at risk. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
if he got to be suspended for a couple of weeks, that, you know, that is
question. I just want to answer this question.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think the only time I seen booty cheeks clapping that high was when I went to the spot in DC, the popular strip club in DC. The name will lose me; it'll come back to me. But it's the one that a bunch of people had, that even Drake had a fight at or some shit like that. But anyway, that was the one time I did get to see that. But I haven't been to Magic City. Vanessa, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, there's what man hasn't risked his career for a female? That's so common. It's so usually the downfall of a lot of successful men is truly a woman. It happens so often.
Right. That's a good point.
I just say, King of Diamonds, Miami.
King of Diamonds, Miami. All right. So Keenan says Follies over Magic City. Okay. And then
facts.
Ralph says B-rated strippers. He's laughing at that. Muhammad also says Magic City do get great reviews for their food, so I don't blame him for going. However, as long as he was taking the necessary precautions as far as his immune system is concerned, then he's straight. So the thing about this whole COVID thing, and we'll get into that more later, is that your immune system could be great and you can still get it and pass it along. So your immune system being great is not necessarily an excuse to go and get it and affect other people that have to be in close quarters with you, especially in playing sports. London Taylor says, Keenan, are you near Clayton County? Okay, they're networking over there. My Mexico says, people being extra paranoid with this Rona stuff. Shaking my head, and I don't think that's the case. But
people out here are dying.
Yeah, people are dying, and we'll talk more about that as we move on. Turn the United Rona Network says she would have been tossed out. And Ralph also says Sin City Memories. And yeah, so Master says jump her, laugh out loud. And the Taylor says, oh, they're talking to each other in the comments. John says, if he was a bench warmer, the backlash would hit different. That's a good point. Stadium. Thank you, Cold Shoulder. Stadium. I was at Stadium and it was lit, and I seen the ass cheeks on top of the ceiling. Yes. All right. London Taylor says, I risked my life for a female a few times. I definitely risk. I'm not gonna say. I risked my health. So yeah, I risked my life. I was pretty young, but yeah, I like I said, I threw it on the crap table of many earlier nights.
Listen, man, this COVID got me out here risking it, yo.
Risking it all, right?
Yeah, I'm risking it. I'm not gonna be up in this house, man.
Josh says, same time, if you never try Magic City wings, you wouldn't understand. All right, that's a good point. London, let me see. All right, so they're talking to each other again. I'm rocking news press. How is the strip club even essential or open during this so-called pandemic when the DMV and the Social Security or birth certificate office is closed and not essential? That's a good point.
We're talking about natural law.
I know they have a
speaking-
drive-through strip club out here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that.
Listen, in Florida, Georgia, it's open. All that stuff you just named is open here. Like, can't speak for everybody else, but Georgia, Florida is open.
Yeah, you got to talk up, but I think I heard you, but you got to talk up though.
Okay, he was saying all those things was shut down. Social Security office, birth certificate place. That's both Office of Biostatistics, nonetheless. But here, that's open, bro. That's open. Florida, Georgia, that's open. That's why Florida, Georgia has been getting so much scrutiny in the media because everybody's saying they should be shut down, but they open.
All right, so Mohammed Shakur says people are dying. I'm sorry, go ahead. No, I think he said the birth certificate.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You said you was talking about the birth certificate office, right? And Social Security office and all that. That's what you talking about, Steph? Okay.
Yeah.
I know I need my passport renewed. Them niggas talking about they still slow out here in New York. But Muhammad says people are dying because they're not taking the necessary precautions. That's painfully obvious. And they're not taking the necessary precautions because a lot of people are also not taking it serious. It goes hand in hand. So just throw that out there. Muhammad says, of course, it's more than building your immune system. One got to fix their diet. Let's go off certain habits, i.e. cigarettes and excessive liquor. Once again, it's, those things don't help, but you can have a good diet. You can, you can take all of the herbs and, you can do all those things and you can still get it and and give it to someone else. You know what I mean? So that's the point. And we'll talk more about that later in the next coming articles. But yes, we hear your point, but this is not something that a diet is going to cure or that you're going to make you immune to it. You know what I mean? Like you still can get it. It might not. And it's the thing. I know this from health professionals that I'm close with. They say that it affects people different. So you don't know how it's going to affect you. Creator forbid that you contact this disease. So the fact that you don't know is why you should just be trying at all, in all measures not to get it and not just think that, it is what it is and I got a strong immune system. And then, Master says NYC school is closed. London Taylor says, what the fuck, drive through strip club. We need a strip club culture over here. And then Muhammad also says, obviously clean themselves, but people want to be stupid. Plus, it's been stated that the numbers have been inflated. So we'll talk more about the COVID thing as we move on. We do before the show is over. Hopefully, we can get to more of these articles. Some of them are COVID related, but the numbers being inflated doesn't mean that people are, allegedly being inflated. Doesn't mean that the shit isn't real. And we have to also acknowledge that the whole world caught COVID at the same fucking time. So a lot of people are looking at this like, the numbers ain't the same as the flu, and this ain't the same as this. And we have a lot of reasons why we like to downplay COVID. But at the end of the day, you can't downplay the whole world coming down with the same sickness at the same time. That's fucking ridiculous. And
Everybody think it's a hoax till they catch it, and then they're like, oh yeah, now it's real, bro. Yo, we already got these articles in the queue, but hella people. 1 week they're saying COVID ain't real, the next week they're dead. So there's that.
there is that. So before we get to the grim part of COVID, let's talk about this young man. Let's stick to Atlanta real quick, and let's talk about this young man, this young Atlanta city councilman indicted on federal fraud charges.
Scammer culture coming to the fore.
And this comes to us from Fox 5 Atlanta. So Atlanta's getting it in. So Atlanta, a member of the city council, a member of the Atlanta City Council was indicted by a federal grand jury on Wednesday on charges on wire fraud, mail fraud, bank fraud, and making false statements on a bank loan application. Antonio Brown, 35 years old, of Atlanta, who was elected to represent District 3 on the Atlantic City Council in 2019, is accused of defrauding several financial institutions by taking out loans and making credit card purchases, federal prosecutors say, and then falsely claiming that he was a victim of identity theft and he was not responsible for the charges or repaying the loans. The U.S. attorney, BJ Pack, said Brown opened several credit card accounts and used them to make thousands in purchases. He also received $60,000 in auto loans for a Mercedes C300 and a Range Rover, prosecutors said, and then reported his ID was stolen to make those purchases. Prosecutors said Brown was also indicted for lying on a credit card and loan application, claiming he made hundreds of thousands of dollars more in yearly income than he did. Investigators said they were able to verify this through his tax returns. Prosecutors noted all the charges in the indictment were prior to Brown's election to the Atlanta City Council. That's fucked up. For years, Antonio Brown allegedly sought to defraud a number of banks and credit card companies by falsely claiming that he was a victim of identity theft, said Pack. Brown's scheme was eventually brought to light, resulting in his indictment by the grand jury. This investigation is another example of the power of partnerships in combating financial fraud and identity theft, said Tommy D. Cope, postal inspector in charge of the Atlanta division. Postal inspectors are dedicated to pursuing individuals who seek to defraud for their own financial gain. We are committed to working with our federal law enforcement partners to aggressively pursue those who falsely claim their identity was stolen in an attempt to defraud financial institutions, said Gail S. Ennis, Inspector General of Social Security. I thank the U.S. Postal Inspection Service and IRS Criminal Investigation for their efforts in this case, and the United States Attorney Office for bringing this case. I'm not going to read the rest, but I'm going to say off top, Postal Service need to mind their fucking business. They're talking about this man right here. He looks like a Puerto Rican Paul Wall, if you will. Young man made it to city council, but they digged up some dirt on that man. What's your thoughts on this, Antoinette? What's your thoughts on this man? Allegedly.
I mean, that's right. That's fucked up. But I mean, that was nigga shit. But honestly, who don't run for council and is not a fraud? Like all of them are frauds to me. He ain't doing nothing new. He just got caught, and I think they just making a bigger ordeal because he don't look like a Caucasian, but
Right.
I mean, I'm not surprised. That's how I think. It's nothing new. Who doesn't?
Definitely got some brown, some melanin in his skin. You know what I'm saying? And he's definitely a young brother. I'm damn sure they're not feeling that. And he probably didn't do what somebody wanted him to do. You know what I mean? And they said, okay, well, we know about what you've been doing, and let's talk about that. Steph?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so much to pick apart. First of all, I still didn't forget that petty comment you made talking about Atlanta getting it in. But yo, playing victim has become a hustle. He has
Mm.
literally claimed goddamn identity fraud into thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Honestly, a little jealous I didn't think of it first. All right. Um he finesse listen, I don't even feel sorry for Georgia or Atlanta. Y'all got what y'all deserve. Y'all fell for the high yellow dude. Y'all went out and vote for him. Y'all don't even know what his policies is. You just like, yeah, District 5, he light skinned. I like him. So he got my vote. You went out and you voted for this red brother. And look what happened to you. You got hustled. You know what I'm saying? I don't even feel bad for y'all, man. That's what happens with colorism. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wouldn't have
But
did this for a dark skinned brother.
they
But I
say,
don't know.
I don't mean to cut you off, but they say he did these things before he got elected.
So that's how he got the election money. All right.
Right, I was gonna say
Right.
the fellow scammers probably sat there and was just like, "Oh yeah, that's homeboy from the streets. Let's go vote for him."
Oh,
Like that. That was
inmates
probably
running the inmates running the prison.
yeah. They probably say, you know what, that's the fellow scammer. Let him come through. You know, he gonna speak up for all of us. Maybe they'll stop persecuting us for identity theft.
Man,
He probably thought he could
but
get in the system and change.
Schoolboy.
it's crazy. Oh my bad.
I got finish your thought.
No, I was just saying how many people with the last name Brown got caught up in fraud. It's 3 people here in Jacksonville alone. Corrine Brown, what's her name? Uh, Gina Linda Brown and like a Larry Brown. They all representatives all got caught up on some scandal. None of them are related. They just have the same last name Brown. It's
Nah, it's
crazy.
a family hustle. That's what that sounds like. Nah,
Maybe
but
they
for
like
real though, I lived in Atlanta for like 20 plus years, and I'm gonna just like from what I know of Atlanta, Atlanta is the epicenter of scamming. Like you can get scammed just walking down the street, bro. Like straight up and down, you can definitely get scammed walking up and down the street. It's just as bad as New York in the 80s and early 90s. Um, it's a whole, as a matter of fact, it's probably a whole lot of scamming going on in New York now. There's a whole lot of scamming going on in New York. So it didn't surprise me at all when this story came out. And the thing about it is, it's the feds. Somebody made the point, because I seen this article earlier. Somebody made this point. The feds don't just come at you with a weak case.
Yeah.
They come at you when they got the slam dunk on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. So people like, oh, well, maybe maybe he's not actually guilty. Maybe it's a situation where he somebody trumped up some charges on him. Yeah, the feds don't play like that though. They don't play like that. So he got caught because he did something wrong. And honestly, at 35 years old, I can see how he would get caught up in something like this. It's a whole lot of fake it till you make it culture in Atlanta too. It's a whole lot of fake it. Somebody's at my desk. It's a whole lot of fake it till you make it culture in Atlanta. So people do stuff like this. Like I'm gonna make it seem like I have all this extra money, and if you get caught up, and I mean the stuff that he bought was like luxury things. It wasn't like he was like, yo, let me scam a little bit and buy some groceries. Like he probably would have got away with it. But bro, you buying cars? Like you taking out loans and swiping your card, and you high yellow. It's not like we don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You did this before the mask was in vogue. So you out here scamming, telling the bank, like, come on now. You can't tell the bank it wasn't you when you on camera. And now you an elected official. They coming.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's unfortunate. I think we all did dumb shit when we was young. So I think it's unfortunate that, he reached so high, so young, and then got caught for something he did when he was younger. But at the same time, a little bit of conspiracy theorists. I think that they already knew, you know what I mean? And like you said, they would have to have the slam dunk on him anyway. So I think what probably ultimately happened was he didn't play by somebody's rule, and they said, okay, well, we know what's in your file. We have a file on you, and we're gonna pull that up. So Keenan says Brown is a very common name down here. That's my family name. Yeah, so no offense to you. I think I heard some people say, a lot of people got caught up in, the swindles with the Brown stuff. But send us some cash apps if you can. You know what I mean? Tell the Browns to send us some cash apps. Some PayPals, you know what I mean? I think you can use a credit card with PayPal. So let me move on to this next one because I have Muhammad, who I do know personally, in the comments going in about this COVID shit. So let's move on to this next topic, which is about this guy, Louis Gernmert. I'm saying his name totally wrong, I'm sure. And this article comes to us from Politico.com, who refused to wear a mask, test positive for coronavirus. The Texas Republican received the diagnosis during a pre-screening procedure at the White House on Wednesday morning. All right, so we're going to read about this politician who obviously thought the shit was a fluke. He obviously probably thought it was not as serious as it needs to be. And look at him just holding his head with a bandana on his neck now, looking like a fucking dickhead. You know what I mean? So Louis Gohmert, a Texas Republican who has been walking around the Capitol without a mask, has tested positive for the coronavirus, according to multiple sources. Gohmert was scheduled to fly to Texas on Wednesday morning with President Donald Trump and tested positive in a pre-screen at the White House. The eighth-term Republican told CNN last month that he was not wearing a mask because he was being tested regularly for coronavirus. Needs to be some type of video. I'll let it play when it's ready. The article goes on to say, he says, if I get it, he told CNN in June, you'll never see me without a mask. It also goes on to say, Mario Diaz Blorart. Okay, hold on, the video is ready. It says Mario Diaz Blorart, I think it says Republican from Florida, Neil Dunn, another Republican from Florida, Morgan Griffin, Republican from VA, Mike Kelly, Republican from PA, Ben Adams, Democrat from Utah, and Tom Rice, Republican from South Carolina, have tested positive for the virus, along with Senator Rand Paul, Republican from Kentucky. In May, Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the Democrat from California, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican from Kentucky, turned down the administration's offer of rapid testing for the Capitol. Some lawmakers, mostly Republicans, declined to use face coverings while in the building. So, of course, it would be the Republicans because they think this shit is a fluke, just like the black militants. Now, let's watch this video really quick.
Can't help but wonder if by keeping a mask on and keeping it in place, that if I might have put some germs, some of the virus onto the mask and breathed it in. I don't know, but I got it. We'll see what happens from here.
So there you have it. This dickhead.
Yo, still gripping the mask. Like,
yo, are you serious? Are you serious right now? Yo, you can't win with people. You can't win. You can't win. Motherfuckers will believe whatever it is they believe, no matter what happens. This nigga got the virus, and now he's blaming the fucking mask that he wasn't wearing.
Yeah, it's very possible that you put your unwashed hands on your mask on the inside and put the germs on the mask. That's very possible. That doesn't change the fact that you got the virus because your ass was touching unclean stuff and doing things you were not supposed to do. Wash your hands, don't touch the inside of your mask, etc. Like it's not super difficult. But if you're looking for an excuse, then that's a good enough excuse. But we'll see, because you know who else had those excuses? Herman Cain.
Yeah, and, he's out of here.
He's with God now. So there's that.
He's out of here now.
Speaking of Herman Cain, that was the next article I was going to get to because we never got to speak on it. But yeah, I'm gonna let Antoinette. What's your thoughts on this guy and
Herman Cain? Don't let me get on Herman Cain, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm on both sides of the fence. Like, I understand that the virus is real. People is not taking it serious. So, and I understand that, the numbers are skewed, but in all actuality, in the end of the day, people are getting sick and dying. So I can't judge. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, him blaming a mask, but you wasn't wearing it in the first place. That's stupid. Because how you going to blame a mask if you wasn't even wearing one? Now you wore it. That's why you think you caught it. I don't know. I really don't know. It's one big old mystery how what's going on. I'm one of those conspiracy theorists, so I'm not even going to even go on my soapbox right now. But it's crazy.
You can feel free. This is the morning rant. Say what you got to say.
No, we don't got that kind of time. We don't got that kind of time. But at the end of the day, I really don't know. I'm really on both sides. I mean, you know, people's been walking around with masks getting sick. People's getting sick without a mask. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. So
right,
it's out there. All you have to do, all I can say is try to, you know, protect yourself the best way you can.
Right.
Listen, yeah. You can still get sick wearing a mask. That's a real thing, right? It's a preventative measure, not the preventative measure. Like, so just because you go around wearing your mask when they tell you to does not exempt you from catching it. It's so many factors that can go into you getting this virus, right? Just like the flu or anything else, is we don't even know everything about COVID, right? So, but here's what's always impressive to me is how the old people walk around so cavalier and so with a maverick mentality about this COVID. Like, you the one that need to be chilling the fuck out. You the one who need to be going around with the gloves, the mask, the eye shield, all that other stuff. Like, you too old to be playing around like that. Somebody gonna fuck around and lose their granddaddy because you want to prove a point. You know what I'm
saying? Vanessa?
Yeah, I was gonna just say, like, a lot of people, especially men in high places, they have a lot of extracurricular activities going on as well. You know, he's trying to sit here and utilize, you know, blaming the mask. A lot of these dudes be up in Magic City in their hotel rooms, getting their, you know, their best life with a nice little young lady. But those ladies don't talk because they get paid very, very well. And he could have caught it there, you know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, you know, a lot of those guys, like, you know, because they have that, like you said, Steph, maverick mentality, they, you know, they've lived their lives the same way that they wanted to. I'm sure that he has a couple of side pieces or whatever he wants to call them, and he got caught up out there. And now he wants to utilize the mask as his excuse. But yeah, he's been out in them streets because there's a reason why he got it.
I mean, he was a Republican, you know, Republican politician. He could have been getting some pussy too.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Schoolboy?
I'm in agreement with everybody else. I mean, and then this guy is one of those people who's you know, up and down Trump's behind, and so anytime Trump says something, he oh yeah, let me go ahead and agree real quick. So it's catching up with a lot of people that's doing that. You know, I don't understand how we can't get that fat guy out of here, but whatever reason, Trump's just not getting it. You know, but it is what it is, man. Like, a lot of people are gonna be catching this thing, running behind Trump.
And I guess without having to read this whole article, we all know about Herman Cain, definitely a former GOP presidential candidate, dies from COVID, former Republican presidential candidate, and pizza magnate. I don't know what they mean by that. Herman Cain has died from the coronavirus. Cain, 74, has been hospitalized since early July after he began having trouble breathing. And this guy, you know, he was obviously you know, a huge Trump supporter. They got pictures of him at the rally. They said that him, like many other people that went to the rallies, they did not care to take any precautions. They also thought that it was inflated. The numbers were inflated. They thought that the news were on some bullshit, and people getting sick and they're dying. With him being one of them. So this is my thing, right? One, I think this is a time to recognize that especially for black folks, for our folks, for quote unquote black folks, that's a whole other topic. But for our people, our conspiracy theories, because like Antoinette, I understand being torn. I understand the fact that the news has lied to us, before, or manipulated the truth. I understand that the government has lied to us and manipulated the truth. But at the same time, and I believe conspiracies should be taken with validity because they lock our people up for conspiracy, right? We have people that can go to jail for lifetimes off of a conspiracy charge. So we should be able to, identify conspiracies based on, common actions. So I understand that. However, people are dying. That's the other side of it. So we know it's real. And the whole world got sick at one time. So we know that's real. So a lot of people like to talk this whole globalist thing. And I think, Steph, you even said this in the past that I asked you, what would the news have to gain from lying? You spoke about them gaining more power over us and control over us. But the whole thing with the whole, one of the main conspiracies out right now is the fact that the globalists want to lower the world's population. On top of control us, they want less of us, is one of the general senses, right? And I think it's time for our people to realize that a lot of our conspiracy theories are regurgitated conspiracy theories of white people. That's number one. We're not coming up with these things on our own. You know what I mean? Like if you track the majority of the things that, the conspiracy theories being told to us by our people, if you do enough Google searching, you're going to find a white hippie or a white Republican somewhere saying the same shit before we said it. You know what I mean? And I want to say, if they want to lower the population, if they want to lower the world's population, allegedly, why the fuck would they why would they lie to us by telling us it's more prevalent? Why wouldn't they tell us? Why wouldn't they downplay COVID and let your dumb ass get sick and die and get your family sick and die and get other people and die? Why wouldn't they do that? That's my question to everyone who wants to downplay the COVID. They talking about to me, I mean, I know Muhammad X Shakur personally. That's the homie. You know what I mean? That's one of my bros. You know what I mean? So he's you see him in the chat going hard for the immune system and all this other thing. You know what I mean? There's people I know personally that I care for, that care for me, and people that I don't know that well, like Vanessa Smilez, homegirl at the radio station I went to.
Yes, wow.
Right, I don't know her really well, but these people, they talk to me, and one of the things they have to say is they talk to me about my anxiety, and they tell me about the remedies, or homegirl was talking to me about the ancestors, supposed to be going to protect me, and we got all these things. But to me, is it my anxiety, or is it me being a realist?
Yeah, and I think in these situations, that's what you truly have to be. Like I like Antoinette, I understand you in a sense too, because I get both sides. Yeah, it could be, conspiracy theory. It could be, they're not telling the truth all the time, but I don't put it past the government to try to put something out there to actually kill people. I do not, so that's this very thing that, people don't understand. Like, yeah, if some things may not be true, numbers may be skewed, but the government germs and warfare have been intertwined since the Indians, so why would that not exist in this century? So I think that this is a form of that, and that's why, and people are not really seeing it that way.
Right. And my thing is, a lot of people like to tell me that I'm doing too much, but I don't think there's such thing as doing too much when you're protecting yourself against something, because there's nothing you can do that's foolproof. So and people know, like, I'll walk with a spray can if I'm going to some type of building or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, because there's nothing I can do that's going to make it foolproof.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing going to make me immune to this. You know what I mean? So there's people out here telling you it's your anxiety, telling you shouldn't take it that serious. But in my opinion, we're not taking this shit serious enough. You know what I mean? And I think that, they say it's survival of the strong, but right now it's looking like it's going to be survival of the smart.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, what the fuck? I don't think it's my anxiety. You know what I mean? I think that because I risked catching COVID the other day for some jerk chicken on Ocean Avenue.
That's a risk.
This nigga was cutting my jerk chicken with his mask off. Cutting it off. Mask on his chin. You know, nigga breathing.
I had that happen to me too. Niggas was outside cutting. He was cutting jerk chicken right over here on Pennsylvania. And I was like, dang, the chicken smelled good though. Like, I didn't want to turn away.
I risked it all for that plate of jerk chicken the other day. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, you know what I mean? If instead of people blaming on anxiety, people need to do some self analyzing.
And everything is by choice. I think it's also compared to like some dudes decide to wear condoms because they're you know worried about and concerned about their health, and then some dudes just say, "Hey, I'm going to take that risk." I think it's up to the individual, and people can't dictate how you know.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Right. Hey, so both of y'all think about dick early in the morning, but listen, here's the thing, man.
Yes.
Here's the thing. We all take these risks, and I appreciate the fact that you guys are acknowledging the fact that some of us out here living our best lives, and you know, you only live once, so there's that.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. You know, I'm willing to take those risks. I'll be the first one to say that. However, yeah, man, it's unfortunate. And here's another thing that's pretty interesting. I got a story about Herman Cain. So Herman Cain is one of my Morehouse brothers, right? And I remember when I graduated, his class was in reunion. So the president of the college at the time, Dr. Franklin, says, you know, shout out to class of, I'll just throw out a number because I don't remember what year he was, but shout out to class of 1968 or something like that. And then he said, class of Herman Cain. And then just paused and looked around the crowd and then laughed a little bit and kept going.
Oh my God.
So we know Herman Cain, man. And the other thing is, I've been talking in some of the groups that I'm in about Herman Cain and his whole legacy things. Like, he was a great businessman. Okay, cool. He was a businessman. You know, he got propped up by a lot of other folks to be a good businessman, because you don't become a good businessman on your own. You know, you got to have people help you and support you through.
Mm-hmm.
But then he became very wealthy, very successful, went to Morehouse. And like anybody who's ever gone to Morehouse knows, the community supports you in your process to get through Morehouse. Then he turned around and got on this radio show and talked about black people like dogs.
Mm.
And look how he ended up going out.
That's what you got to do.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be real with you, man. When I heard that the man was in the hospital, I was like, hey, man, hopefully we don't have to hear him on the radio no more. And look at God.
He's laughing. Shiamaru News Press says, laugh out loud. The people are killing themselves consensually. Get thieves oil to spray on yourself after going out, or hydroperoxide as opposed to Lysol. So, I mean, I hear all of that, but once again, nothing is foolproof. Nothing is foolproof. So I really need people to take the time out. So I agree with what the lady said as far as to each his own, right? But it's another thing when you're forcing the fact that you don't take it serious on other people. You know what I mean? Like, this other guy was walking around the White House and, you know what I mean, no mask on, and you know what I mean? And then he got sick. So is no telling who he infected. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So there's all types of people not taking the shit serious. And to me, that's a problem, because if you're not a fucking scientist, if you're going off of hearsay, if you're going off of just a couple things you read or a couple things you heard, but you never sat down in a fucking laboratory and examined the fucking coronavirus and tried to cure that shit, why the fuck would you convince somebody that you know what the fuck to do to cure that shit, or convince them that they're ODing when, you know what I mean, that they're doing something wrong? You feel what I'm saying? By trying to protect themselves. And I think that our people have a tendency to, the things that we don't want to take serious, we have a tendency to downplay it. And I think that putting your head in the sand is far worse than quote unquote anxiety. Steph?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's possible to do both, dog. It's very possible to take it seriously like you're supposed to, and then be over the top with it. You can do both. You can be over the top with it. Now, we done seen a lot of situations with motherfuckers over the top. Because I stress that y'all people still remember this. As bad as it is, it's still killing around less than 1% of the people who get it. Remember that. So there is a bit of a overreactive panic to it. And these are the stats. This is not my opinion. These are facts.
Mhm.
Now, no one should be actively looking to get sick or just touching doorknobs and licking your hand. No, of course use common sense for most of this stuff. And the government has laid out precautions about masks. So follow protocol. Do what you can. Just control what you can. But to be panicking about what this person doing, don't stress yourself about things you can't control. It ain't.
I can definitely see not stressing yourself, right? But that's the thing. I think some people think not stressing themselves, they take that as equivalent to don't take your precautions, because we're all going to take our own precautions. You know what I'm saying? So plenty of people, and some of them will come on their own shows, and that's going to be on this network, and they'll talk about me. I take precautions, but then again, I risk it all for some jerk chicken. You know what I mean? So you can't tell me that, you know what I mean? Like it's all about my anxiety. To me, I think that some people, when they're trying to convince you that you're taking it too serious, they need to instead do some eternal searching on why you're not respecting someone's opinion or right to take, you know what I mean, to move in a manner. And I'm gonna give you an example. This is my cousin. He left a comment. Watch this. Go ahead. He says, don't believe their corona hype. Research 6th grade anatomy and body mechanics. Does anybody understand where I'm coming from? This is my family talking. This is the shit I got to deal with.
I feel him. Yeah, that's why I'm like.
That's why I want him to answer his phone and get on the goddamn show sometime. But the point is, researching 6th grade anatomy, fucking spraying yourself with tea tree oil.
Yeah.
Answer. You know what I'm saying? Salute to that man, but this ain't the fucking answer, my dudes. You know what I mean?
Yo, this reminds. Go ahead. I was about to say, this reminds me of when 9/11 happened, and they had Ja Rule on TRL, and Dave Chappelle made a joke about it. He was like, "Yo, I don't give a fuck what Ja Rule thinks about this at a time like this." You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I don't care what Ja Rule thinks about this situation. That's why I keep telling folks, man, when people come to me with an opinion about what it is, I just start to look at their credentials. Are you a scientist? Have you ever dealt with a pandemic before? If the answer is no, please stop telling me what you think about the situation.
My God, you said you're a scientist. Have you ever dealt with a pandemic? Up until this year, you couldn't name a scientist that's ever done with a pandemic because there were none. Nobody qualified before.
Oh, not of this
magnitude. Yeah,
there were scientists that were dealing with pandemics, outbreaks in different parts of the world, not one that was happening at the whole world at one time.
I think China was the most ready.
Yeah.
Oh,
your joint got cut off
because they started it.
Possibly. No, I was saying I think China's the most ready. I mean, they had SARS. You know, they had. You know, they've been in the game for a quick second. So I think that they had boots on the ground.
Antoinette, I just wanted to say that your voice is very nice. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still gonna say it.
I said thank you. I said thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's read the rest of these comments.
Thank you.
Let's read the rest of these comments before because the time is winding down. London Taylor says there have been thousands of epidemics in Africa and China before. London Taylor also says facts. Antoinette looks very radiant today. Aboriginal Amaru in News Press says, read the other comments I wrote earlier to begin with about acidoids, hypophobia. I don't know how to say that shit. Lack of oxygen and 35% less oxygen intake. I'll get to it.
Yo, I need the admins to boot this man London Taylor. You know what I'm saying? I'm about done with you. You know what I'm saying? Throwing out these compliments to Antoinette. She's on the line with us. We don't need your help, okay?
London Taylor's my boo. Leave him alone.
You just ran another man in front of me. We'll talk offline.
I'm just gonna say master because I keep butchering his news press name. How can anyone listen to anyone then? Who's telling us the whole truth about this whole thing? People got to protect themselves, period. I agree. And people protecting it. This is my thing. When I protect myself, certain people, and I'm not banging on you, Master, but certain people, including Muhammad, tells me, you know, it's my anxiety. The news is getting the best of you. And it's like, yo, why the fuck should you care about how serious I'm taking it? You know what I mean? Is how I feel about that. You know what I'm saying? Pardon me, I got somebody cutting grass outside. Shit is kind of loud. How can anyone listen to anyone then who's telling us? Okay, we read that. London Taylor says, Ja, I hear you. I don't take it seriously, but I do ensure I put preventive measures in place for my kid and others. When I was a kid, I never liked to wear a bike helmet too, so that explains my mindset. I'm going to mute my mic. Can anyone read when I put them on the screen? Because this shit in my outside is getting kind of loud.
I agree.
Who has it?
I got you. Ja, I hear you. I don't take it seriously, but I do ensure I put a preventative measures in place for my kids and others. When I was a kid, I never liked to wear a bike helmet too. So that explains my mindset. That also explains that messed up grill you got in the picture. Don't believe the corona hype. Research 6th grade anatomy and body mechanics. I think we read these before. I think I heard Tariq celebrating the other day about his death. Yeah. And then Sleaze is laughing. Master saying, LOL, the people are killing themselves consensually. Get thieves oil. It's always London Taylor. It's always good to second guess. History always repeats itself. Facts.
Yeah.
London Taylor, true. I also think the numbers of people dying globally is inflated.
Yeah.
Okay. JahLogic, pressure is saying, JahLogic, I was sick as F in February, along with others across the country. And SchoolBoy is going to lose degrees in his lodge talking like this. That's impossible. 9999 RIP Kane. Not sure what that means. It sounds like some gangbanging stuff.
No, that's his pizza plan.
That's who?
That was his pizza plan.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he's out of here.
Yeah. So Master says all of the above diminishes your entire immune system, thinking they're doing the right thing, wearing these executive mandate ordered masks because the state or city or nosy people made you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, so damn, I had my mic on the whole time, so y'all still heard that loudness.
Nah, we didn't even hear no noise though, honestly.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, but
hear anything.
But this is the thing. We do other shit that kills our immune system, but it don't protect us. It doesn't even. I'm not gonna say protect us, but it doesn't even give us precautionary protection against a quote unquote pandemic, right? So we smoke, we drink. You know what I mean?
Niggas have sex without condoms. I'm just saying. I see a bunch of people in the hood walking around with masks and gloves and Lysol spray cans. But you just fucked this chick raw the other day, and you didn't even think twice.
Hey, Vanessa, mind your business, yo. You over here spitting all this extra shit on the game. Like,
I'm just saying. It's the risks are there.
It's true.
We do all these things that risk our health, but soon as one thing that risks a certain part of our health could maybe put us in a space where if somebody passing us has something that we don't need, we don't want, like this coronavirus, you know what I mean? Now it's a problem. But we'll smoke a cigarette, we'll smoke a fat Dutch full of bullshit weed with big paper full of Dutch papers. We'll drink bullshit liquor, you know what I'm saying? But we worried about fucking wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I mean, like that shit is that's bugged out to me, Master. You know what I'm saying? So I know Master is a pretty healthy dude and all that, but bro, like think about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Yeah. So if wearing a mask is a double-edged sword, which would you rather? 35% less oxygen in your system or a fucking 90 more percent chance of catching the fucking coronavirus when you're around people?
Oxygen.
Yeah, well, I think he said that another.
Try to slide 35% less oxygen. Like that's a small thing. That's
Yo,
a big portion. 35%.
That's a big
65% necessary oxygen.
That's a big
That's a
portion,
chunk, bro.
That's a chunk. That's a chunk. But niggas lose lungs. Niggas lose their left lung getting poked up in the hood and still be alive. Niggas get shot up and lose a lung and still be alive. You know what I'm saying? With one lung left. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas get less oxygen when they inhale smoke and hold that shit. So you're really supposed to just have this mask on when you're in public. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're in public or you're around people, throw your mask up. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to be around people all the fucking time right now. You know what I'm saying? But all right. Precious says London Taylor. Okay, he's talking to him. All right. Precious says wearing masks hurts the immune system by raising acidity levels, excuse me, in the blood, which creates mucus. RP Dr. Sebi. And I get that. But guess what?
True.
There's ways we can get rid of mucus too. But there's not ways we can rid the coronavirus yet. You know what I mean? You can steam. You know what I mean?
But you know what? They said
Antoinette?
well, they said the largest organ in your body is your skin. I mean, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I mean, they said the largest organ in your body is the skin. So it's like, and it could get through your eyes. So really, would the mask really help? You know what I'm saying? So it's so many theories that, you know, people not really sure of. The mask here, it may be a preventative, you know, tactic, but it may not be the, you know, safest either. We also have other parts of our body exposed that can, you know, absorb in our system as well.
That's
and they surely didn't figure out exactly how this coronavirus is really affecting people. So, I mean, that's why I said I'm on the fence. Everybody makes a good point, and nobody really knows what this boogie virus is or how, you know, really people contracting it. So I don't know. That's the argument that people, I guess, is having.
That's a really good point. But my point is, if we don't know, why are we like telling people what not to do?
Right.
I mean, like people, you know, it's not just about people. All right, yeah, the government told you to wear a mask, but the government's not really following you talking about put on a mask. Let's be real. If you go to the right corner store, they don't give a fuck if you don't got your mask on. You know what I'm saying? If you go to Trader Joe's, yeah, they're going to say, sir, man, put on a mask. But if you go to the corner store, I don't give a fuck if you got a mask on. I'm sure there's certain stores you can go to that probably wouldn't give a fuck. There's nobody arresting you. I mean, in the beginning, they were people harassing our community. They were police harassing our community for now people not wearing masks. But you know, now it's like no government is not putting a gun to your head. They're just telling you should. But instead, the government hasn't spoken to me personally yet. It's people I know and give a fuck about, or even some people that I meet that I'm around that's telling me that I don't need to wear this mask, or that I shouldn't be wearing a mask, or I shouldn't be taking it as serious. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference? It's like I actually know these people. They're right next to me telling me what I shouldn't be doing. So to me, that's no different. You know what I mean? That's no different. That's just as harmful. You know what I mean? The government don't know everything about coronavirus, and neither do you. You know? London Taylor says, I haven't worn a mask.
Exactly.
There's no scientific proof that it works, but then he says, objectively, don't follow me though. I'm a rebel. See what I'm saying? So that I would rather somebody say that. You know what I mean? Than say, oh, you shouldn't wear the mask, or you know what I mean? It's like, yo, why would you tell somebody what they shouldn't do? Are you gonna fucking pay for that person's funeral? Are you gonna raise that person's children if creator forbid the worst happens? What the fuck? Go ahead, Steph.
Even if they did pay for your funeral and raise your kids, You still dead, so
You still dead. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't change nothing.
Exactly. Let me see. So let me go back to where I left off originally, up at the top. Yeah. So Muhammad was saying, okay, let me test this. Ja, as you're Caribbean, did your parents make you drink?
You come stumbling up in here with that loud ass mic and the goddamn mask. You the only one in the damn room.
I was just in public with some of my folks, some of my clients in the building.
All right. So London says, Ja, as you're Caribbean, did your parents make you drink purge tea remedies like that is essential? I mean, yeah, no, I was real stubborn as a child. So certain things my mother made for me, I didn't fuck with it. You know what I mean? But there were times I'm sure where I was super sick. But I didn't get any recipes passed down to me. Instead, I learned things on my own. Like you guys know I drink a shot of vodka in my morning drink. That vodka is really tonic that I infuse with a bunch of herbs that actually promote lung health and
Nice.
immunity health. So it's really a tonic. So when I say I'm drinking, I'm not really getting nice. I'm just throwing a shot of some tonic in my drink. Muhammad Shakur says, I'm not downplaying this mass-produced disease, but as usual, people don't get what I'm saying, so y'all can stay paranoid. Do you see what I'm dealing with? And this is a brother I know personally. You see what I'm saying? So I'm paranoid for taking this shit serious. So instead, I should just say, oh, it's not that serious. You see what I'm saying? You see the what's the word I'm looking for? The parallel that people are putting you in. If you take the shit a little serious, if you take it serious and you do what you feel you need to do just so you can feel that you did your best, because nothing is 100%.
Yeah.
You do to feel that you did your best to, prevent whatever. Is people telling you, oh, you can stay paranoid.
You know what I like to do? I like to listen to people be like, yeah, I feel you, bro. No, I definitely respect that. Yeah, for sure. No, I got you. And then do whatever I plan on doing anyway.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, and I think that's what others.
I always been like that.
I think that's what others should do instead of calling you paranoid or anxious or what. You know what I mean? Just fucking, let people do what they need to do so they can feel comfortable. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. And if you don't want to put a mask on, just stay the fuck away from it. You know what I mean? Just stay away. Mohammed Extra says at London, definitely got to take that essential tea. And once again, tea is not a cure. It's a preventive measures. Even food, when we talk about diet.
Yeah.
When you eat well, it's something that can help you prevent or help yourself heal faster if and when you come across something. It's not a cure. It's not a
cure. We don't have that yet.
We don't have that. You know what I mean? London Taylor, Muhammad, you know it. Laugh out loud. I used to cry as a kid when my parents tried to make me drink that nastiness. I was pretty good at protesting unless I was super sick, then I was drinking whatever she gave me. Keenan said brown. Oh yeah, we said that already. And London Taylor says, Keenan, you don't look like a brown, you look like an Owai Donjanai. I guess it's like an African last name. And he says, you got that Pendragon blood flowing through you, though. All right, so and Precious says salute to him. And let me see. I don't think we have anything left. Okay, yeah, we do. J Rock Freak says, I've had zero issues breathing in a mask. It may not help, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Facts. I'd rather not get, creative forbid I get sick. I'd rather not be sitting there going through my head about all the things I did that I probably shouldn't have. You know what I mean? London Taylor says, I drink sorrow. I think sorrow is so disgusting, but yeah, I drink it sometimes too. I drink sorrow and I add a shot of rum every once in a while.
Sorrow is good.
Sorrow is disgusting.
I don't like
Thank
it. I
you.
just don't like it. That
Sorrow
you put a little sugar in it too?
Hold on, Schoolboy, you like Malta too?
Oh,
Malta, not so much. I mean, it's like drinking blood.
Oh God. Maltz is nasty.
Yeah. So listen, we went over. I want to thank Antoinette for pulling up on us this morning. You're always welcome. Come any morning that you're available.
Thanks for
Vanessa,
having me.
of course, Vanessa. Thank you for pulling up in the crunch. I know you got work soon.
Yes.
SchoolBoy's at work. I want to say happy birthday to Steph and Antoinette. You both had a birthday.
Happy birthday, you guys. Leo season. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, my birthday's coming up too.
Yes.
Wait, Antoinette, you're a
Thank
Leo
you.
too?
Antoinette, she froze, I think.
Damn.
Antoinette, say what up?
My birthday Saturday.
You said your birthday was Saturday?
Summer leave. My birthday was Saturday the first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. First of the month.
Yep. And London
First
Taylor
of August.
London Taylor says happy Earth Strong Leos. And Keenan says must be a West Indian thing. Never heard of it. As far as I know, it is. I never seen any other culture except for people from the Caribbean drink sorrow.
No, you know what? Yo, check this out. I went to a vineyard last weekend, and the Mexicans had sorrel sitting on the table, and it was selling it for $5. Was it $3 a cup?
Wow, really?
Yeah. I was like, what?
Do you think that was cultural appropriation, sir?
Nah, I think that they actually drink it down there too. I mean, that's why they had it. They had it and it tasted good. I mean, it was a solid drink.
Yeah, and in Vegas, there's a lot of Mexican restaurants that sell.
They called it something else though.
They call it but it looked the same thing as sorrel. Like I thought that was weird, but
when I saw it, I was like, that looks familiar, and I recognized the name because I speak Spanish too, so I recognized the name, and I was like, is that sorrel? And it was like, yeah. No, they call it Jamaica. They call it Jamaica. That's they call it.
Jamaican tea.
Yeah. They literally call it Jamaica.
Yeah. Yes.
They call it Jamaica, like the original spelling of Jamaica.
Yeah, they call it Jamaica. That's how they pronounce it. Jamaica.
They have horchata, Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right next to each other.
Yeah. So when they said Jamaica, I was like, oh, that look like sorrel. Let me go ahead and get some of that.
That's what's up. Yo, so everybody in the chat and all the people in the rebroadcast, we appreciate you. Come back. We definitely didn't get through all our stories, and stories are happening every day. Here at the Morning Rant, we like to go through the news, read it for a change instead of just reading the titles. And we like to talk about our different points of view on it and help you come up with your conclusion. Hopefully, I made a case for people not shaming people for caring about, trying to protect themselves against the coronavirus. And those of us will try not to wish that who think that you should protect yourself. Hopefully, we'll take your side of it as well and not wish death on everybody walking around without a mask. Because I know when I see people that's not taking this shit serious, I'm like, I try to I tell myself don't think that way, but at the same time, my first initial thought is, you dumb motherfucker, you're trying to kill us all. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get through this whole shit well. And hold on, I think we have a couple more messages that came in. London Taylor said it's like reggae and reggaeton. And then London Taylor said, I hope you saw my message. I asked you not to say it out loud. I don't know what message it was. Hopefully that wasn't the one I did read out loud. But thank you everybody for being on the check-in. Thank my guests, Antoinette, Steph, Vanessa Spouse, SchoolBoy. We will be back with you tomorrow. We got plenty more stories to help you come to a conclusion with. And this has been the Morning Rant.
chip on my fucking shoulder, nigga. Wrote this with my eyes closed, or rose in Moscato. Intuition and the visions flow from out the cosmos. Niggas ask me how I made it, I be damned if I know. I just went with my soul, and the rest just follow. She's a good girl, fuck that bitch, I'd rather deal with hoes. Say no to CashApp, I ain't tricking, bitch, you must be psycho. But I'm prone to lie though, just don't tell all my bros. I roll gelato in the Bronto, so I got the sky clothes. Damn, it's raining, grab my cane and pass my Prada poncho. The boots was leather with the tattoos, those the Randy Macho. Goggles, Ferragamo, condos big as Costco. I pop the rhino, then she swallow like it's Mr. Sacco. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. Modern life like Rocco, but I still pray to Shango. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gaucho. Rebel, outlaw, reckless, vato, ghetto, desperado. Aim the Draco, eating tacos, take your breath like tacos. Adjacent to Van Gogh, I'm chasing my shadow. The pain is the shackle, embrace it for battle. In the gym for 7 weeks, I feel like Boris Kojo. I mean Cujo with a new host over watching Kuso. With my old hoe, I forgot I fuck my hoes in duos. Bobo throws in 2 hoes, loopholes out with pool. That piece of coupon for designer, Gucci coat was 2-tone. School old Parasuco, shoot like Tony Kukoc. The Jama Samson, no Delilah, put that on my tombstone. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gauchos.
Yeah.
Say it one more time.
Yeah. I'm a bad bitch, nigga, you can't kill me. No, you can't smoke me out, just $100 bill me. These niggas kill me, acting like I owe them. Yeah.
Say it one more time.
Yeah. I'm a bad bitch, nigga, you can't kill me. No, you can't smoke me out, just $100 bill me. These niggas kill me, acting like I owe them something. A grown woman, I won't sacrifice myself for nothing. I'm going places, making plays, I got a bigger vision. I'm tired of $20 booty calls and supervision. You was a star until you went and tried to play the moon. You broke my heart and then I turned into a fucking goon. Yeah, I'm a bad bitch, nigga, you can't kill me. No, you can't take me out, I can't show you the real me. Smoking Colorado dope, keep your mid-grade dick. Burning money all week on my hot girl shit. I'm a bad bitch, nigga, you can't kill me. I've been my own fucking shooter for a while. Bitches funny style, acting like a child. I got 4 of those. I'm not trying to keep up competition with you silly hoes. Beefing over clothes, hating from outside the club. Cause they niggas show me love as if he could never handle me. I can't take your nigga, but that shit don't take away from you. These niggas never bout it. Better love on you, more better boo. Tell them I'm a bad bitch, nigga, you can't kill me. Yeah, you can take me out the hood, but bitch, I'm still me. I'm not gonna switch up my persona for no white folks. I'm not gonna bite or swallow tongues, cause bitch, bitch, I might choke. I need a whip that's clean enough to check my makeup in. Cause you know mirrors treat you better than a fucking friend. They blending in so they be aggy when you standing out. We're supposed to shine together, now you acting cubic. I'm a diamond, I'm a bad bitch, nigga, you can't kill me. I put it on him when I want it and he pay me. He don't like my pockets empty, he don't play me. But he won't keep me cause I can't give him a baby. Fuck it, I'm a bad bitch, nigga, you can't kill me. I used to dream about the day that you would kill me. Was trying to feel you, but you wasn't the real you. You gotta FaceTime your kids and I know that ain't cool. Keep niggas out from around my kids because they never stay. It ain't no Uncle Mike, no mama's friend, no Uncle Ray. I gotta look out for my little ones, that's fucking game. I put a hole in you for one of them, it ain't a thing. Keep niggas out from around my kids because they never stay. It ain't no Uncle Mike, no mama's friend, no Uncle Ray. I gotta look out for my little ones, that's fucking game. I put a hole in you for one of them, it ain't a thing, bitch.
I'm Hello everyone. Hi. I'm your host, Blackberry Love, here with something sweet and sour. Sean went on 3 dates today, and we have all of those lovely women here with us to proclaim, I'm in love with your nigga. Let's welcome Lisa, Eve, and Ashley. And finally, we have Sean.
I'm a real nigga. Sean. You know me. You know why I'm here. And I ain't with that fuckboy shit. Like, miss me with all that shit. I do what I do, and the ladies, they love me. You know, it's nothing for me to find somebody. I just like to let the stars align. Found out about this show, figured I'd give it a shot. You know, I look good. Sexy ass nigga can't be just keeping this shit in the crib, on the block. Had to pull up, show y'all, nigga looking good. And I had a great time.
Fronting, of course. He says he don't even know them like that, but we have big receipts suggesting otherwise. Lisa is what a nigga needs but can't afford. Healer to her homegirls and a blessing to ungrateful motherfuckers. She knows what she wants and how to manifest it.
I'm Lisa, and I know there's 2 other bitches beside me, but I'm Lisa.
Let's take a look and get the real scoop on your nigga.
I got us some snacks. You want some of my milk duds, babe?
No, nigga. I'm my own snack.
Yo, why you made me buy all these expensive ass snacks?
Nobody told you to bring sand to the beach, nigga. You see all of this? You see me looking like a pantry?
Damn, babe. There must be a broom in that pantry because you sweeping me off my feet. You dumb.
Your nigga, I be all alone singing songs with your nigga. I be on the phone, now I'm gone with your nigga. I be on the road, zip codes with your nigga.
Hey, where you at?
I be chillin' with your nigga, hitting splits back to back with your nigga.
Feelings like that?
I've been feeling on your nigga, hitting skins back to back with your nigga. I'm in love with your nigga, I'm in love with him. I'm the one he with when you can't talk to him. In me, he take the go, see the plug with him. Wifey, JP, good luck to him. I'm the one for your nigga, I'm the one for him. You for fun, you the type that get the dub from him. I want the love, why you only want the funds from him? You not the one, no, you never meant none to him. I'm in love with your nigga. I be all alone singing songs with your nigga. I be on the phone, now I'm gone with your nigga. I be on the road, zip codes with your nigga.
Hey, where you at?
I be chillin' with your nigga. Hitting splits back to back with your nigga.
Damn, it's like that.
I've been feeling on your nigga. Hitting skins back to back with your nigga. Tell me what you doing, why you ain't with your nigga? Why we chill so freely? Why he watching me? He in Miami. How you feeling? Bean spilling, then he acquired me. On kitten, I'm smitten, dripping out designer jeans. Feeling fertile between the legs. I told your face that I want some head. Your lips could be my couch instead. My lazy boy who lays me to rest.
She's into amphibians and organic steamed okra. Is Eve in love with your nigga?
Hi, I'm Eve, and I'm here for love. That's my nigga.
Why did I even come here for this nigga? It took me about five years practice before I could say the word goddess. Yo, why we even here?
You even read? I text you, like, where are we going? You didn't even say anything. Like, do you even read, nigga?
You know I be reading your mind, all in between the lines and shit. I know what you want.
No, you don't.
I do, baby.
I just want the head. Wanna fuck me so bad, but you're never gonna. Wanna fuck me so bad, but you're never gonna.
Wanna fuck me so bad, but you're never gonna. Wanna fuck me so bad, but you're never gonna.
Wanna fuck me so bad, but you're never gonna. Wanna fuck me so bad, but you're never gonna.
Wanna fuck me so bad, but you're never gonna. Wanna fuck me so bad, but you're never gonna.
This nigga think I keep my pussy in a vault form. When he want it, he think I should go and put it all on him. Damn, these niggas really is dumb. What's love got to do with making me come? When he thinking he my Christmas gift, he not even making it to Thanksgiving. He will never know where my family be living. You ain't getting no to-go place of chicken.
I just want it, I just want it.
I just want the head.
I just want it, I just want it.
I just want the head, I know.
I just want it.
I just want the head, I know.
I just want it.
I just want the head.
Ashley is here for a lit time, not a long time. Everyone falls for her stick it wherever attitude. An online entrepreneur, Ashley is your one-stop shop for a good time.
I like sushi, but I like shrimp tempura. You know, I don't really like the raw kind, so let's take a nice fast drive and then get some cooked food.
So, who's really in love with this nigga?
Can I get a 10? Got you, what size are you?
Let me get a 6. You about to fall hard for me.
Boy, stop playing. You crazy about these guys.
Alright.
Everybody get down. Rolling with the punch. Thighs thick as mud. Pussy never funky like a skunk. If your blunts be funky, light 'em up. It's going on about a couple months. You know that I need it more than once. Don't ever repeat it more than once. Gotta beat it up until I hush. Gotta hear me out my needs at once. You can feel it out my weed, my bundles. Have me for your lunch to eat it up. You know that I keep it heated up.
Fantasies are free if they tropical. Frontin' on me is what you're not gonna do. Visions of my body so optical. I don't want your love if it's logical. So crazy.
You about to make me tear this club up. Somebody tell the DJ that I love her. And I'm willing to die about this pussy, man. About to change my life up like I'm Gucci, man. You about to make me tear this club up. You about to make me tear this club up. You about to make me tear this club up. You about to make me tear this club up.
Back up, back up, back up. Let me see it, let me breathe. Burning trees, make me feel the breeze. Don't talk to me unless you talking cheese. Checks, accounts. Overseas, when a CJP gotta pay the fee.
Love can make it hard for a bad bitch to separate her dreams from reality. So let's check in with our lovely ladies to see if they're in love with your nigga. Wow, that was interesting. This has been another episode.
Hollows will make you sing the gospel. Hostile with any fossil who think they stopping my Roslo. Live live apostle, twisting pasta in Ferragamo. Gamma ray radiated, my rage inflated as possible. The flaming gospel got you, snatch the lame out you. Brain on the A train, my nuts banging the tonsils. And I could give a fuck if she militant, a 9-to-5 bitch, or a hood rat hoe who don't give a shit. Hopped out, R. Kelly goggles on from 96. Real grimy nigga, but he still told the shiny grip. Every 6 months that nigga Johnny in Dubai and shit. We better than these niggas and it's obvious. Niggas throwing shots, but I ain't ducking them, cause X don't duck shit. When I see him, I'ma snuff every F in one of them. Effortless flow. Niggas tried to make me kinda shit, but I like violence, I like wildin', nigga. That's my kinda shit. Dollar spin like an economist on Wally Moccasin. Versace, I wear like Big Papa on the yacht inside his bed. Simon said, shut the shiny dick until your mom repent for thinking that these wild vagina kids could ever rhyme with him. Flow as tight as rusty fire grips. A time bomb ticking about to blow like invaders him. Fuck this whole shit up, fuck this whole system. Use an asshole, a mental midget. I should uppercut your scrawny ass right through the ceiling, nigga. No, I don't feel these niggas. Yup, I'm Achilles, niggas. Undisputed truth, they can never be no split decisions, host. So when you think about the best, you say me. When the Grammy get a speech with a weight tucked in my cheeks,
Hold guns and terrorize, cock back and sterilize, flip making cheddar rise, bitch living better lives, snitch then we sever ties. I don't respect that. Queens in my bloodstream, words in my Mets hat. Silk over shoulders, cashmere coats, we fresh black. I've told niggas fall back and move graciously. Fuck being stuck in a box, I think spaciously. Cartier, cocaine, cardiology. I ain't gon' chill if it's beef, you gotta body me. Cherry red beamer, fried shrimp from Maltina. Official with a pistol, niggas wish I was their leader. But I could never fuck with an imposter. I'd rather play alone than have bum niggas on my roster. Don't go doing donuts in the style playing who shot you. My niggas moving crazy flower. Your little chain look like you stole it at a baby shower. And your shorty think I'm super cool. She wasn't shit, I sent that bitch home in an Uber pool. She made 17 and a half stops. She lived 3.6 miles away and it took her 14 hours. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch.